Hey, we're here with Crow Inquisitors. This is episode 56. And things are gonna hit the fan because we got some boss fights coming in hot. It'll be fun. It'll be great. We'll see how it goes.
PvP count as a boss fight? I don't even know.
Well, I would say Theo's pretty boss, you know? Yeah.
It's true.
At least Adam is, right?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do Beliefs and Instincts and then jump into it. Cantarius is fighting Theo. Dellon and Alfons are fighting someone else. But we'll get there when we get there.
The two close friends are fighting, and the people who quite literally have hated each other for the majority of the campaign are working together.
All right, Cantarius, what are your beliefs, my friend?
This world is more than blood and gold. I will increase my skill in the intellectual discipline. Oh, I spelled intellectual wrong. That is funny. I don't believe Theo is acting his own will. I will free Theo from his demon bond. I am in serious danger. I will call for aid. Gonna light the beacons.
Cantarius, I'm in danger.
Nah, it's more like he's surrounded by fire and saying this is fine.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, right, in the demon realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. And you have lots of traits that will probably come in handy this time.
Yeah.
But we don't need to read them all off. It's fine. We
Affinity for demons is the most important one, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. You have a lot of call-ons that might be helpful too.
Yeah.
All right, Dellon, please.
Marty and I are working to protect Ceran, but my family needs protection as well. I will ensure that my sister and my nephew get out of Lucerta safely. That probably won't matter today. I have been given a new station and will do my best to fulfill the duties that it confers. I will root out this corruption within the church, as Sergio should have years ago, referring to our scene there. Alfons and I have come a long way since our childhood. I will ensure Alphonse's healing is completed.
Nice.
On my blade and my life, I shall hold the enemies of God at bay. The holy knighthood must remain strong, so I will ensure that their new commander has what he needs to succeed. Probably won't do that either, but that's okay.
But if things get resolved quickly, then maybe you get to do that. Cool. All right. Alphons.
Sergio is powerful and dangerous, and there is no way he isn't aware of my activities. I will survive whatever he throws at me next. My plans can't continue with the orb in my chest. I'll make sure the orb is removed. I saw Theo join the enemy and need to know if he can be trusted. I will discover what his motivations are.
Okay. Very good. And then last but not least, our resident demon-possessed guy, Theo.
I must transcend a godhood. Time to follow orders. There are no gods, only demons. I will use the power that was given to me to help defeat Cantarius. I'm being torn between two paths. If things go wrong, I will convince someone to stop me.
Very nice. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. The first thing that we see is Faustus doing some sort of meeting with the guild leaders, right? So this is kind of happening in meanwhile, right? We get like a previously on that shows all the tension and climax or the conflicts leading up to the whatever, and then we cut away to this shorter, quieter scene, and we see Faustus like talking with his guild leaders and basically going along the lines of, "My brothers in arms, we are on the cusp of something great. I cannot tell you what it is yet, but I can reveal that the fates have smiled upon us. Even as we speak, things are in motion. And when the dust settles, Lucerta will be in better hands." And, you know, the guild leaders are all nodding and like, good job, Faustus. You're the man. And he's going through and like shaking hands with people, right? Like after this meeting is kind of over. And talking with them, you know, about their individual problems, right? And then Antonius, we see Antonius in the crowd, and Antonius is standing next to one of the guild leaders. He's kind of joined his retinue, right? It seems like Faustus has been shaking like most everybody's hand, even like the normal like random blacksmiths and apprentices and stuff that are in the retinues. And we see him especially kind of pause and look at Antonius, and Antonius tries to like, you know, be like, "Oh, yep, I'm just a regular blacksmith. Don't pay attention to me," sort of a thing, right? And Faustus is like staring at him, and Antonius like nods, like, Faustus, hi, like, what are you staring at me for? And we see Faustus step over to the man and reach out a hand and say, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was it again? And Antonius, like, not wanting to like make a big scene of it, goes to shake his hand. We see his hand clasp around Faustus's, and his hand touches the ring that is on Faustus's hand, which is the artifact that was tied to Antonius. And we see Antonius jolt, step backward. Faustus smiles, and we see Antonius just kind of stare down at himself, and we'll roll randomly to see what magic he just got.
Woohoo.
Hey,
4, which I don't remember what that means. Let me check.
That was smooth, Faustus. That was smooth.
It was. Because it was funny. Last session I thought about that, and I was like, "Oh, this would be really easy for him to do. All he has to do is just shake his hand."
yeah.
Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the discipline attribute. Yeah. Okay, so I rolled a 4, which is the influential discipline. That's boring. We're not going to do that one. Antonius would be terrible at it. Let's just pick one. What do we think would
Which
be
one
a
don't
fun?
we have between the?
I think out of the 4 of you, so Cantarius has intellectual, physical, and sensory. Alfons has essential, spatial, essential, spatial, and continuous. Dellon has
That's
potential,
6.
and Theo has influential.
So that's 7.
7. So let's see. Physical, sensory. Elemental is on the table.
Well, that sounds right for a
Blacksmith element.
Yeah, that might be
would be
good for
interesting.
him. Blacksmith, either
What
that
does
or
it do?
the physical discipline.
Yeah, let's go with elemental. That makes the most sense. That's actually the only one on here that one of you doesn't have.
Right. That's what I was also thinking. I was like, I feel like it's
Yep.
a good one.
Wait, who has the physical?
Connor does.
I
I
do.
already mentioned that. Yeah,
But he
Oh,
only has like
someone
a 1
just
in
didn't
it.
count right.
Oh, I was
Right,
gonna
so-
say, I don't.
Physical discipline, sensory discipline, influential discipline with Theo, intellectual discipline with Cantarius, essential with Jared, spatial with Jared, continuous with Jared, potential with Dellon. So the only one we're missing is
Oh.
elemental between you guys.
I thought
So,
potential was a duplicate of something that the Alfons said.
no, potential is like the force, and Alphonse has like spatial, which is
Right.
teleporting.
Why does Alphons have like 3?
Because he
cheated.
got the magic first and has had like
Yeah.
seasons to work at the attribute. So
Okay.
we rolled
Oh,
for it, and he succeeded.
Technically, I think Cantarius had magic first.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I mean that's why they both have 3, right?
Right, that's fair.
They both have 3 of them. Yeah.
I spent
so-
a lot of Persona to ensure that I
He
got
did, yeah,
these.
and that's the thing. When you try to get new disciplines, you have to roll for it and spend Artha and stuff. So,
Right. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I think elemental works for him. So we'll
Yeah,
do
that
that.
makes
He'll be
sense.
a elemental blacksmith guy. That'd be fun.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like it. But we kind of cut away from the scene there, right? Because whatever Antonius is doing next doesn't really matter. He just knows that, like, oh, I goofed. Like, like that. I know what just happened, and that's not good. But we cut away, and there's only one medallion left that needs to be touched by its perspective key, and that is Theo has the sun disc. He wants to try to get Cantarius to touch. But I think before we cut over to Cantarius and Theo, I want to see the beginnings of the scene with Dellon and Alfons. So we see the footsteps, right? As you guys are, Ichi is leading this prayer, and faith takes a while to do, right? It's like a whole big ceremony and prayer and stuff, right? And we see them walk into the room. And Alfons, we stopped with you last, right? And you're facing away from the altar towards the entrance where Constantino is walking in, right? So you're the one who sees this before anyone else. And the last thing we just had you say was, "Oh crap," right? So we see Constantino, and he's only like barely into the threshold, right, of this like entrance, and there's some shadowy form behind him still in the antechamber beyond that you can't quite make out, Alphons. You may make you can make an observation test if you'd like.
All right, let's get that. Let's unlock observation. What's the ob?
It probably won't be super difficult. Let me grab this. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Just gonna roll this real quick. Yeah, this person doesn't have this, so it'll be whatever their speed is. Oh, their speed isn't bad actually. Okay, your ob is so that's just put the ob as 2 since it's being learned for you.
But isn't it if it's a skill going up against a thing?
So I mean, technically, what he's rolling, he's rolling being learned in stealthy.
Oh.
It's I just decided to not add it just to do the stat. So
my
you're
ob
both
actually-
you're both technically rolling stats is what's happening.
Oh, okay.
That's
We're
what being
both
learned
so
means.
bad that you're good.
Yeah.
You're just going off your raw speed at this point, right? And your raw ability.
So I should roll perception then.
So no, you go ahead and roll. Put the being learned, and then just put it as 2 because it will automatically double itself to 4.
Oh, that's why I'm saying. Why is the ob 4?
The ob isn't 4. The ob is 2, and it will double to 4 by putting it in. We're just matching because what I would have done, right, is we would have.
Sorry, my brain is dumb.
You're good. You're good.
I was looking at the ob and thinking that was the thing.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'm having you put it in as 2 is because that will make the ob actually 4.
Why did I?
Oh yeah, you still have your superficial
Oh,
ob
I
penalty.
Yeah, we were gonna roll health.
You can't.
before.
No, I already established that this is a magical
yeah.
thing that you have to get
Alright.
treated before you can get it.
Can I
Yep,
spend
so-
fate to?
Why does he have a
You may spend
disadvantage?
1 fate.
I mean, yeah, may as well.
Yeah, I mean you have a bajillion fate, so
Yeah.
yeah. So put in the remaining ob as 2.
Oh, did he have the disadvantage because he's injured?
Yeah, he has like a magical injury from using the orb. So.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, you did it! Alfons continues to be the luckiest man alive. That's awesome, dude. Yeah. So Alfons, you see Furio True, a giant hulking monster version of Furio True, the
goodness.
man that Dellon killed, the Nega Dellon, now back from the grave as a monster, like standing in the doorway with like stitches all over him. It's like a Frankenstein monster version of him, right?
that's. I feel like he would have observed that. Anyway,
Well, he was like he just sees the shadowy form behind
Oh my gosh!
in another room, like that he hasn't entered yet is the idea, but like Alfons can see, and I think because you've succeeded the role, we'll just have him step into the room at that point, right? We'll just see Constantino step forward, and Furio just steps because like I think Constantino can see that like you've seen him, and the jig is up, and there's no need for stealth right anymore. So he just he steps into the room, whistles, and Furio steps into the room after him. He's just like his jaw is half distended, right? Like nothing about him looks right. And I assume that there's a moment where Dellon stop praying when Alfons says this and like turn around?
I mean, if it was just
Turn around.
Constantino, probably not. But if it was like,
I mean,
the Hulk,
Alfons
then
says,
maybe.
"Oh crap," and like seems very
Right.
distressed, right? That's what you see.
I mean, we're praying a magical shard out of his chest. I don't know that was necessarily going to be. I feel like that's not a super surprising thing. I probably just look at Alphonse, like to see if it's lifting out of his chest.
You
or
can pray and
something.
look at the same time. You pray
Yeah.
and fight at the same time.
I'm looking at you though, because you're the one that said crap. So you're looking at the door, and then what do I see? Just because Constantino?
Yeah,
or
you see
do I see the Hulk?
Constantino. You see the Hulk too.
Okay, well then I'll stop.
The Incredible Hulk is there too. What?
Yeah, right.
That's kind of what he looks like. It's like a weird Frankenstein Hulk version, right, of what Furio used to be.
I'm imagining it's basically like when they brought the Mountain back in. Although they always covered him in armor, so I guess I don't know what he looked like, but yeah, the Zombie Mountain. That'll go well.
Yeah, he doesn't. He has his armor on, but
Right.
maybe doesn't. I don't think his helmet fits anymore, right? Because
Lovely.
like his head is like dishapen.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. His jaw's
Is
distended.
it still on? But like there's like skin oozing out of it, or is it off?
I think his helmet is off. His armor is on, and like pieces of it, like it looks like it's just the same armor that Dellon like found a weakness in, and Like there's dents in it from the fight that he had with Dellon and whatnot. It's like literally as if he's never taken off the armor since he got, he looks exactly the same as the fight, except now like stitched together in a weird monstrosity.
I bet he smells real good.
Dead.
But then the first thing he says is Constantinos looks at you, Alfons, and says, let's see, he says, unfortunate that my little trick didn't work the first time, Alfons, but I think I've recalibrated things. And he holds up the shard, and I need you to make a will test.
Right.
Because even if Dellon started charging right now, he's not going to reach them in time before this will happen one way or the other.
Does the fact that we were healing him successfully of it have any implication to the difficulty of the...
It does not, because the prayer is not finished yet.
Okay.
Wait, what is he rolling?
Like the thing is, right? If this faith goes off, everything is just healed. So like this is a longer thing. This is going to take some work to actually get to go
right.
off.
I guess I was assuming it was gradual or something because of that.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. Unless at least not for mechanical purposes.
Right.
In the time it took them to come in and say that, is there enough time to cast the magic?
What would you want to attempt to do?
Essential discipline to increase my will.
Sure. Yeah.
Will be.
What is Constantino doing? Did you say?
He's just standing there, and he's holding up the shard, a shard of the orb that he managed to take out of Alphonse's chest. He put it in amber, so it's like in this kind of like weird crystal-looking thing, and he's holding it up, kind of suspended. And says that. He says, I've recalibrated some things, and then holds it up. And then Alphons, if he fails, right, his eyes are going to glow red or something, right? And then he's going to attack Dellon or whatever, right?
It's named, I'm using Golden Embrace, and that one's learned, so that's +2. And then I'll fork in Continuous, because I'm peeking a little bit into the future to see what he's targeting. And Spatial doesn't really help.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah.
You could also just teleport away.
Then I want to get healed.
Then you want to get healed, right?
Well, I mean, the prayer has to stop anyways, right? I mean,
nice. So that's 3 dice, Alphonse?
Yes, sir.
Nice. And even with your disadvantage, you still did it. So
I keep forgetting to use Fate to make that.
Oh, to counteract it, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's see. You can add 3 dice to this. Unfortunately, the ob for your will is going to be let's see. I'm gonna make it an 8.
Oh,
what?
Wait, does he not have to roll?
He's got.
This should be like a contested thing.
What would he roll? Like he's already made the roll in the past, right? To set this up with his physical discipline.
What was the roll then? Do you remember?
I mean, it was like 8 to 10, somewhere around there, right?
Jeez.
I think I had the ob be 10 because it was like really difficult to do.
What did I roll resisting the last impulse that he gave me? Was that a contested thing?
No, it was just against an ob that I gave you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just he's recalibrated things. Let's put it this way: you succeeded too easily last time. I didn't take into account that you have a gratiated will, so I need this to be a challenge for Alphons, right? Like the amount of power you're going up against is significant.
Yeah.
But you can spend up to 3 persona on this too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do that. I don't have enough persona to be throwing around like willy nilly.
What? You don't have 20 persona anymore?
No, I only have
7 now.
Oh, I have 3.
Well,
I mean, also, if you don't spend it, then you just get to spend the whole time being stabbed. So you should spend it.
Well, no, this is gonna determine whether or not I'm stabbing you.
Yeah, exactly. Kill still good to the roll. He just won't be stabbing the right person.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what I mean. This is probably the most significant part of the fight.
Probably true.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's even with, if I put all 3, it's still very unlikely.
I mean, you have gratiated.
Yeah.
It's more likely than you think because you have gratiated.
What's your will?
It's 4, and then I get +3 for magic.
Oh, all right.
He's rolling 7 gratiated dice against ob 8. If he spends 3 persona in it, then he's rolling 10 gratiated dice against ob 8, which is still better. Yeah, he's had gratiated will from the beginning.
I know that.
That's why Elvis Persuasion is so bonkers, because they're all gray from his will.
You think I should spend the 3 persona, David?
I don't know. It's up to you. 11 gray isn't awful, but 8 is pretty
it's
high.
10 gray.
Or sorry, 10 gray.
It would be 10 gray if he spends it.
Wait,
I mean, well, this is your will, though, right? Isn't this a thing you want to dump a bunch of Artha into anyways?
No, he's been dumping it in like persuasion, like the actual skills.
Oh, all right. I don't know, man. It's up to you.
Rolling a 10.
Let me look at the odds. I'll give you the odds.
Well, I don't need to know the odds, but is a 10 with an 8?
Never tell me the odds.
10
is
dice
that a
against
difficult roll?
10 against 8, I believe, is difficult. Yeah, it should be. Let me check.
He's not using
Oh,
persona.
it doesn't say. Yeah, it'll be difficult.
I'm gonna do that then.
You're gonna spend it? No, spend it. You're just gonna roll.
Oh wait, 10 versus 8 is difficult.
Sorry. Artha isn't gonna sorry. Artha doesn't affect that. So it will just be considered a 7 versus 8, so it'd be challenging no matter what.
Oh.
Which you need. You need it challenging on will.
Yeah, I do. Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you spend Artha or
you
not
know
for
what?
that.
You know what? Let's go, boys.
You're spending it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Your chances of success are 30%.
Well, that's before fate, right?
Yes. Yeah, and it's not open-ended automatically.
Do you,
so
you don't have a call on
success point.
for anything like this, do you? I assume.
Not for will. No, I don't think there is a call-in for will.
Oh, okay. Advantages 3.
I don't suppose I'm capable of helping him anyway.
I don't think so.
Is this harder for him if he's being stabbed?
Can you roll? Can you pray to prayers at the same time?
No, like again, prayer takes time. Like you can't just like.
I mean,
rub a dub grub. Thanks for the
So like, I don't know.
I am spending a fate to do the thing.
To get to.
How do I do that?
Just take it off. Go to PTGS and gear, that tab. And then just take off the superficial and then make sure to put it back on when you're done.
That's a lot you're putting on me there. Okay. 3.
I'll put it back when you're done.
Oh, oops! I put the odds.
That was
3.
Not the right.
We're just ignore this. We're just
You want to ignore it? Okay.
I mean, you got 3 6. Wait, why'd you only roll 7 dice?
I put the.
He did not do anything.
Oh,
of
you
that,
put the
right?
optional
Yeah,
instead of the.
We'll do that again. So it's
Wait,
3
it
advantage.
wasn't a bad roll,
I like this roll. I'm just gonna.
No, 3 advantage. You didn't do anything right on this roll. So 3 advantage, 3 Artha, 8 obstacle.
It's a good thing we haven't been doing this for 3 years. That would have been really amazing.
Darn it.
Hey, you got 3 sixes.
Well, how did you get more successes when you had less dice? Man. But yeah, you could get it. And they're gray. Spend 4 fate.
Jared, you rolled the wrong stat. You rolled perception.
Gosh darn it.
Do it one more time.
No, we're just keeping this.
No, because it has a different amount of dice. Dude, we don't know which dice it was. You have to do it again. One more time.
Gosh darn it, Jared.
This is when you get 1 success.
I'm a tired boy.
It's okay. I noticed that you changed it to tired boy.
His name is Tired Boy with an I.
Yeah.
The thing is, this will be the time you just succeed with flying colors, right?
Oh, nice.
See, much better. It was the best roll the whole time. You're welcome.
You get 3 6s on every single one of those.
All right, you can spend up to 2 fate. If you spend 2, you get to reroll 4 dice. If you just spend 1, you did do the 3. Okay.
Yeah, let's not tempt fate here.
I was gonna say there's almost no chance he doesn't succeed this. So
right. But I've failed almost no chance.
Oh yes, no. Multiple people have failed rolls like this before. Yeah, there you go.
There.
Flying colors. Yeah, because all he needed was a 3, right?
Right.
So,
if you gray shade will, does it gray shade another thing, or is it like what? How you said?
So if you have a gray shaded stat, then any skills that you open it gray. But if you already had a skill, it doesn't change at all. So because he had gray will when he created the character, all of his social skills were automatically gray because he opened them all with a gray will.
So for example, Theo, if you gratiated your will and then opened meditation, it would be gratiated. But your persuasion wouldn't become gratiated just because
new things.
New things will become
you
gratiated.
open. Yeah. But because you did a character creation, everything was new, so it was all great.
Yeah, that's why, and that's why Alfons and Dellon are so overpowered. Just because.
Yeah, I also had a great agility, but that only helped my sword. So when I remade the character, I just gratiated sword, which less crippled with the character.
Okay, yeah. So Alfons, I mean, this is probably the most challenging thing you've ever had to do, at least will wise, right? Like, it is almost overpowering. You feel like your chest is on fire, right? It's almost like as if the shards are pressing into your heart, pressing towards your heart, and you feel that like that kind of like fight or flight response of like, I'm going to die, and the thing you feel that you have to do to like not die is to give in to this like pressure on your mind. Mm-hmm. What's the thing that and I think the thing you feel that he wants you to do, like the command he's giving you, is kill Achia, who's like right in front of you, right? Like praying for you. What's the thing that makes Alfons able to resist this in the moment?
It's the same thing that's driven Alfons forever, and that's that she's hot.
Pure, unadulterated lust.
Yeah,
I won't kill you because you're hot. He just says that out loud.
Or rather, very adulterated lust.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I think he's about to like give into it, but then the fact that like the goddess of marriage is there, she like puts a hand on his shoulder and he's able to.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, she was involved in the creation of this thing, right?
Yeah.
So, do you like call out to her in your mind?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I think, I think she says, you hear, what do you actually say? Just like, Narani?
I think that's all he could get out is just like a blood-curdling screech.
Yeah. And do you say this out loud or just in your mind?
Let's go out loud. I don't think he's in a position to.
Yeah, I think we see, I mean, Ichia's like watching you as she prays, right? And sees this struggle happen in your eyes, and you cry out Narani, and she's just like, what's happening? What? And then I think you do hear in your mind, Narani, or Alfons, you hear Narani say, sort of frantically as well, right? Like she's like reacting desperately to this. You feel her touch on your shoulder, like the mind version of your shoulder, right? Like as if she's touching your shoulder.
shoulder.
Not my mind's eye, my mind's shoulder.
Your mind's shoulder, exactly.
Mind's shoulder.
But you hear her say, I'm here, my boy. And then
I'm her man. Thank you very much.
I was gonna say that's a very strange thing to say to somebody.
It does seem kind of strange to you. It does. And then
Oedipus would have something to say about that.
Yeah. And then your mind is and freed, from this. You lock eyes with Constantino, and he just says, "Oh,
can I play it off as if it was like nothing at the end?"
You could make a falsehood test. Yes.
It's gonna be like a steel test almost.
I feel like that would be
because he's like in pain, right? He's kind of like
So what do you want to? Sorry, what do you want to do?
I'm showing like I obviously showed the pain, but afterwards I want to be like pretend that the pain was just an act.
Oh, so like you were just acting. I think that's just a falsehood. Actually nothing. I think it's a falsehood test. Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you want to convince of this? Is it just Constantino that you're?
Yeah.
Okay. I think this will probably be easy. I don't think he has a good
will
score here. Yeah, he has a good.
He doesn't have a high will. What?
I don't believe so. No.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, magic was based on.
He has
will.
a 4 in will. No, magic is based on. Well, it depends on what magic it is, but it's perception. He has a 8 in.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I'm rolling falsehood. I'm gonna fork in bullcrap wise because it's total bullcrap.
Which is why I made the op 8, because that's his perception. It was kind of what Alfons was going against. His like knowledge, basically, right?
That makes sense.
I'm gonna fork in conspicuous because I'm trying to distract him, like focus on me and not mess up the prayer.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna increase the ob to 5, I think. It's a little bit more
That's
difficult.
That's fine.
And then do you want to spend a fate to get rid of your wound?
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it
We'll just-
unmarked, and
Just keep it unmarked and just keep doing it
I'm probably
every
just
time.
gonna spend a fate every time because I've got
Yep,
so
that's fine.
many.
Fine with me.
All right. Is Constantino a noble?
Good question. He's not.
He's a
city.
church.
He's city born.
Yeah.
Oh, I have city-wise.
He's. That's knowing about the city, not knowing about every single person in the city.
But the people are part of the city. Caleb. Come
If you had city folk wise, then certainly.
on. All right. So falsehood, forking in bullcrap. I'm gonna fork in etiquette because I'm gonna do like a little curtsy to mock him.
Okay. No.
move.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you
how
can do
works.
that, but no etiquette is being added to this role.
Okay. Empathy.
To
To know what to say to convince him based on how he's like feeling in reaction. to me
you could make a
resisting
link
it.
test if you wanted to, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't
Okay.
think it's a fork.
Conspicuous and oratory.
I'll give you oratory, but not conspicuous. Like if you had inconspicuous, that's actually what you need.
Well, no, what I'm trying to do is focus his attention on me and not.
Oh, that's
The prayer circle.
The intent of this. Make
Yeah.
sure that you mention that when you actually make rolls. That
Well, I already said all this. You didn't hear it.
when did you say that?
I said
All I heard was you're just trying to distract him.
we were talking over each other.
Okay.
Okay. So that's 3.
Conspicuous is fine then. Yeah, that's fine.
Intimidation.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
If all your, I mean, you haven't described what you're actually
Oh.
saying yet, but
Okay.
I was imagining. I mean, from all you said, you just said like, oh, that was nothing, right? Like, but if you want to describe it differently, that's fine.
Like, I'll just describe what he's doing.
Yeah,
real
good.
quick.
That's what we should do anyway before we
Yeah,
make
like-
rolls. So
He's obviously in pain and like retching over, and then like once it's gone, he continues doing it some more, and then he's just like, no, Constantino, who do you think you're messing with? It is I, the great Alfons.
yeah, skull no intimidation, but
But Dad, I'm not
okay, all right.
He's just doing it for the lulz.
Yeah.
He's doing it for the meme.
I'm Alfons, slayer of giants, layer of gods.
Ronnie just smites you.
You think you could control me with this pitiful attempt?
Yeah, okay, yeah. You
I'm quite
you got
certain that
intimidation.
Dellon has 0 idea what's happening. So
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, and tall tale teller.
yeah. Of course,
All right, so that's 5 help dice.
a 5.
A falsehood.
And so your point of if you succeed, you'll distract him from the prayer long enough that it just goes off.
Yeah.
Okay, let's bump it up to 6 then.
Okay. Yeah. Oof.
Oh, that was a
no
good roll.
6s.
Oh
That sucks.
man,
Wait.
That was-
Do I might have a call on for this.
I don't think you do. I think we only gave you one more call on.
I think you have a call-on that can be either, but you chose persuasion.
You
I
chose
remember
persuasion.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think we've run into this a
charismatic.
couple times. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we talked about how Alphonse could get one of those, but we
Although it might
only
have
need to
been
get all of the
seduction
call ons.
Oh,
or-
it's persuasion or oratory.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a different one that can give you falsehood.
Oh.
I think there's a different one that can give you like falsehood or seduction. I think.
Okay, well, I'm gonna roll a fate to reroll one of the traders.
Nice.
I was hoping that would be a 6, and then I could spend a fate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you had you only need to spend that one. It open ends it, right? Well, actually, no, I
Yeah,
think
I
it
don't
does. I think it automatically does. I think we'll at least rule it like that for now. I'm pretty sure that's what it means. No, and it's probably not. It probably is the other way around. Yeah. Because the one of the fate is to
That's weird.
open end all 6s. The other one is to reroll 1 failed dice. Like a call on would, where you don't reroll 6s for call ons. So yeah, I think that's you would have
Right, but
if
the
you
weird
gotten a
thing
6,
is
you would have
that-
to spend a fate.
if you wanted to have the opportunity to re-roll the 6 on the failed die, you'd have to spend 2 fate.
No,
for
I
the
think it's
1.
fine. I think in this instance, it's okay to spend it after the fact because you didn't know you had a 6 until this point. I think that's fine.
Okay.
I think we'll roll it like that.
Not that it'll probably ever matter again, but
Mm-mm. Probably not. But okay, cool. Yeah, I don't think you have any other tricks. So
Yeah, no, I'm.
Dellon, I guess,
tapped out.
will care to explain what's going on, just to the room, I guess.
Yeah.
Have you not looked behind you yet?
No, yeah, I see them,
Oh.
but I don't know what's happening or why he's wiggling a stick or
He starts praying
a piece of
harder
glass
when
at you. What?
You start praying harder. You're like, oh God, please,
Yeah.
please don't let him kill me.
Dellon, sick him.
Scary man.
Yeah, so I mean, Dellon, like because Alfons has failed this, Furio starting to take a step forward, right? Furio is going to try to, and you can tell, like, he's not focused on you, Dellon. Furio is focused on like what's behind you, like Ichia, like he wants to break the faith roll. Is what's happening here.
Do I know he's trying to kill?
Yes,
Ichia?
yeah, you felt that.
Okay. Yeah, he's trying to kill Ichia and brainwash me. Kill him, please.
And at that, right, Furio takes a step forward, takes out his giant sword.
Great.
Oh, wait, do I need to stay still for this to work?
I mean, no, because
yeah.
you don't have to stay still to be prayed for in any other instance.
Yeah, you pray,
okay,
a bunch of you
again,
guys pray during combat.
Keep in mind here, this is an Ob 10 miracle. This is a very particular situation. I would like to say that for this particular ceremony that's happening, Alfons can't just go off and fight. He has to stay here. He's hands laid on him right now, right? That's what's happening with everyone around him.
I'm going to cast Golden Embrace on you.
It's. I'm literally giving, like, you're able to just hand wave this if it really goes off, right? Like, just all of this stuff that we've been doing with Alfons. So it has to be worth it. It has to, like, we have to build up to it a little bit here.
Can I Golden Embrace David again before he gets into combat?
Sure, yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
You just can't move from where you are.
What does that do?
Give him dice.
3 potentially.
Give me juice. All
right. It's named,
for it.
and I'm gonna fork in continuous and spatial because why not? Get all them dice.
Continuous and how are you using those? Just make sure you're saying that every time.
Oh yeah. Continuous. Wait, which is which? Oh yeah,
because you're
David see into the future a little bit.
Okay, you're giving this to David. I see. Yeah.
And spatial.
I think that's fine then.
Okay.
Making him slightly phase, like mirror image style, like kind of phasey. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So now this, if we're not, because we're not doing normal combat in any form here. So how do the obs for this work? Because typically,
yes,
the
Alfons, if you want to give him more than one test, that'll have to increase.
Oh, what does it increase to?
Because we're not doing a bloody versus, so the typical just forking everything out.
Yeah, it's a conflict is what we're.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I
you got an 8, so I think it's fine either way. And obviously, you would have done the one that would be a conflict. I think that's fine. I don't know. You need to roll again.
I think it's only an extra ob or ob 2.
Yeah, it's just one extra op, so you're good. Yep. So for the conflict, Dellon, you're able to have +3 dice to one thing though. It's to sword, I assume, is the what you're doing. Yeah. Makes sense.
I would like to. Is there a difference in ob for giving yourself dice for a scene for faith? Is that even a thing?
Yeah, I mean, let me take a look at this. Should be in the compendium. So faith, you're giving yourself, yeah, okay, so for blessing, for the one that just gives you 1 die, you can do it for the duration of an intent or the end of a session.
Oh, so it's normally that way. Oh,
yeah. So, but the one that gives you extra dice is just for 1 test. Actually, I don't think I've ever realized the difference there. Yeah, blessing is more permanent. It's just only the 1 die is the max for that one.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then I will do that because I'm not leading the prayer. H is, I think, because she had a better faith.
I think Dellon very quick. You described yourself very quickly as stopping, helping Hia. So you can have time while this was happening to like quickly pray and prepare.
He just says a quick there was a stain in your holy ground. Guide my sword to give my arm strength. and then he like, also I'm going to try and make a force field, but I don't know how that works. What is the skill that I would use if he tries to cast magic at me? What do I defend that with?
Depends on what he's trying to do. He has the physical discipline, which so I mean, he might try to give you like a
he'd
trait,
have to, touch me with that, right?
Maybe I don't know. If we would just go by the art magic rules, which I don't necessarily think involves touching per se. Depends on what he's trying to do.
Okay.
So are you
I
trying
don't
to
know
like?
if I can
That's what you're trying to
influence
do right here is like prepare yourself for whatever he's doing.
Yeah, but I don't think I can influence art magic modifiers at all because they don't think you're rolling against a difficulty, not a opposed thing.
Yes.
But I think maybe like if he has Destroy a Sorcerer's Fire, I think that might be an opposed thing. I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't have my book. I don't remember where it is.
Yeah.
It's been moved a few times.
I think it does depend on the thing. So like, for example, if he's trying to like push you around with something like push, leap, grab, thrust, like that's a versus, sorry, that's not a versus. Evoke would be a versus. So if he's trying to use, which I think he can, if he wanted to use this physical discipline to fight you with it, right? Like by making himself into the Hulk or something himself, that would be a versus. And then he would.
Well, he wouldn't be using the physical discipline to fight me. He'd be using it to make himself a Hulk, and then he'd be using like strength.
Unless he has access to the evoke effect, which I think he does. Evoke is the one that you can
push you around.
Using magic to so the description here, right, is the sorcerer can force a versus test between his sorcery skill and a target's physical stat, martial or physical skill, or the health attribute. The sorcerer must declare his intent to shove, grab, immobilize, knock down, or similar. So he could try to.
He couldn't fight me with it, but he could like move me around with it, basically.
I suppose, yeah. I suppose probably what he would be doing then is trying to control your body, right? Like to control your physical matter to like immobilize you,
that makes
right?
Sense, yeah.
He's water bending you or blood bending you.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, that could be an option. I think just let me look at. Actually, I do need to look up what physical discipline lets you do. That's the thing that matters here.
I can't actually fight. Can my contribution be defending David from magic with my magic?
You might be able to do something like that depending on what it is. Yeah, you just can't move. Yeah, exactly. You could try counterspelling him, but you just can't move from where you were.
That's good. Otherwise, this might end up being kind of difficult.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm
depending
just
on how free we are with his ability.
I'm gonna cast Pansius Maximus to pants him.
What's Pansius Minimus look like? Is that like a?
It shrinks this. Well, that's the one you turn into the Hulk, right?
It looks like Dellon.
Oh wow!
So he can do Sorcerer's Weapon or Evoke. He can't do Destroy with Sorcerer's Fire.
So, okay, so this doesn't really matter.
Yeah, mostly what he would be doing is transforming himself, giving him a trait, arcane action.
Yes, my will is higher than my power. Only by one, though.
Oh, well. Okay, never mind then.
I have 6 will and
so he has arcane action. So he could decide to fight you with the physical discipline. Because one of the options here is strike someone with a sword. But you're substituting sorcery instead, right? So I think it makes sense if it's like,
gotcha.
Maybe it's, I don't know. I think it's cooler if it were describing it like he's fighting you as the whole, like Constantino is like juicing himself up and fighting you.
You're just fighting two buff
with
boys.
sorcery. Yeah, but it could also be he's just like try to attack your body with physicals, trying to like give you a wound by just like crushing your bones or something, right? Yeah, that's probably what he's actually doing. That makes more sense in the rules. But anyway, you're trying to do what then? I think maybe it makes sense to just give you more dice to sword, because
right. But I'm not worried about my ability to kill him. I'm worried about my ability to get in there and defend him, defeat him. Actually, hold on. Can I push myself? Can I improve my speed with that? Okay, because if I can just get there before he gets to do anything and stab him repeatedly, then this will be a lot easier.
Sure.
So I think that'll be my go-to.
So that's an ob2 faith test for you. And you get +1 die to your speed the rest of the intent. So, yep.
Right. I'll just do that. That makes more sense.
So for as long as you're trying to keep him away from HA, you can get +1 die to your speed.
What would be the difficulty if I wanted to do that with the potential discipline because that's actually what I was going to do both, but we'll just do this first. So up to
to be honest, I'm not sure you have time to do both before you'll have to act.
Okay, well this is better anyways because
I was going to say that's probably better.
Okay, so oh wait, no, that's the wrong thing. Cool.
Nice. Yeah, that was going to be easy. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So you have a +1 die to your speed and +3 dice to your sword for as long as you're trying to do this stuff.
Do you have a superior quality sword yet, David?
I don't.
He does not.
Think so.
I throw you your old sword.
There you go. Dellon has 2 swords.
Hey, I'm dual wielding for some reason.
Well, I think they're both like huge long swords, so that probably isn't a good idea.
Probably not. Cool. I just nod to you and then
I think we just see Dellon charge, right? Like, because I assume you're just trying to stop them before they get close enough to each other for it to matter, right? So I think we just see Dellon charge with sword in hand as Alfons has thrown him his old sword. We see it's a very similar pose to when you jumped off the ramparts in that one battle in season 2 and like led the entire people with white shaded dice.
Right, yeah.
It's that exact kind of motion, and you're charging forward, but it's just you. And then we cut to Cantarius and Theo.
Cool.
Before we get into that any further. So you guys have fallen into shadow, right? You're in a weird parallel looking dimension of the room you were in, right? So everything is kind of shadowy. I'm imagining like when someone puts on the One Ring in Lord of the Rings, right? Where everything's kind of like flickery and shadowy and kind of fading in and out. And Theo, because what happened with Theo like charged you with like the poker, right? And then Cantarius, you like slammed your hand into his face to do this, and you guys kind of like, it's like as you disapparated, you're like into nothingness or whatever. That's what we see, is just kind of like this twirl into shadow, and then you're in this kind of realm now. That's Cantarius. You've just done that and then failed the steel test, I believe is the last thing. Yep. You got a 5. You're pausing for 2 beats. Theo, what would you like to do in that 2 beats? You feel much more strong in this realm. And I would like to give you something. If you spend a fate, you can now. I'm moving everything down 1 step. So if you spend a fate, you get to substitute your corruption for whatever you're doing. If you spend a persona, you get to add your corruption to whatever you're doing.
If I substitute it, I mean, if I was going to use...
Yeah, it depends on what it is. It might not be helpful, but at the very least, like spending a persona will let you just add the corruption dice to what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that. I guess
what are you going to attempt to do?
If I like first, I mean, I guess if he grabs my face and this happens, I probably fall down, right? So I got to get back up and probably retry it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, Cantarius is like pausing for 2 beats here, so you probably spend one of those beats like getting back up, and then you can like rush at Cantarius and do something else.
Yeah, I'd probably re-rush at him. Would I just roll for brawling?
What are you trying to do? What's your actual intent here?
Well, I have the medallion. I basically just right into his hand or just touch. Yeah. Probably or something. I don't know if that's touch his hand or something.
Sure. Yeah, just slam it into his hand. Sure. Yeah. Thing is, I'm not sure if you can stop this, Cantarius. Like you're pausing, right?
I'm not sure what the So here's a thought.
What are you thinking?
No, that doesn't really.
The only thing you can do is probably speak to me, right? You can't really like physically do anything.
Yeah.
Unless I don't know if like any sort of role is inhibited because of that. If he just like tries to influence me or something. But that still would be a role.
Yeah, part of the issue is I just don't know if Cantarius has the ability to act in this moment, right?
Right.
But I also like. Okay, let's ask this question: if Theo just does this, right? What would happen next, right? If that's what happens and Cantarius just touches it and it activates, like, is Theo going to just try to run off, or then tackle Cantarius? Like, what will be the next step? Because what I don't want what to happen is if you do this, everything just stops, right? And then Theo's is like, okay, cool, I gave what I did to do.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
what if he like he does it and then he prays to or not prays or whatever he talks to? He's like, all right, I've done it. What do I like? What do I do? He asks like verbally, like make a faith roll or something. Like, tell me what I need to do. And maybe he grabs Cantarius, kind of just like making sure he doesn't, turn on him, hit him or something like that. He's keeping tabs on him or something. I don't know.
Is that fine with you, Connor, or would you rather Cantarius have a chance to fight this, even if it? Because I as long as it doesn't feel cheap to you to have that happen. Because as a note, if he does this, it's not as if like the world ends immediately. The artifacts still need to be gathered up into one place before the like world-ending gate to demon realm can be opened up. It's just that now it doesn't matter if any of you like they've all been touched, right?
Hey, you're gonna gain some power, Connor. I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You should just let it happen.
That's actually true. I actually kind of like that.
Get magic out of this.
Because what will happen, right, is Cantarius will be, Theo maybe didn't think about this, but Cantarius will be powered up by this, and I'll probably like you get to like get a new discipline or bump up your whatever, right? And then Cantarius can be like, you messed up, Theo, and then like it starts.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't see really another option to. I don't see anything that I can do here, really.
Yeah.
It's kind of where I'm at.
Because all he needs to do is touch you with it.
Well, like what could happen is I do this, and then Cantarius tries to fight me because he knows that like there's something wrong with me. So he's just like, "Hey, unite yourself," and then I react to it, and like,
that's true.
Basically,
Theo's intent would kind of be over, but Cantarius's will still be active.
Yeah, it turns into an actual fight because he's like trying to incapacitate me, and I'm trying to stop him. I guess because he doesn't want.
You're trying to sever the bond, Cantarius, right? That would be your next thing.
Yeah.
You fine with that?
I don't see a way mechanically to do anything. Else.
Yeah, because not only do you not have any allies around you at all, but you're in the demon realm surrounded by enemies. So yeah, and you failed your steel test. So I think it just happens. But that does mean that you get magic boost. So normally, right, this would be someone gets magic in first. What is more interesting to you, Connor? Get a new discipline or bump up an existing discipline?
What makes the most sense for this artifact? Because this is the one
that
Winter bound to, right?
Yeah, this is the one the Winter bound to. Physical discipline might make sense. Right? That's what he had.
Okay, and by bump it up, what do you mean?
I don't know. So it's at a 1 right now?
By 1? Yeah, I got like a 1 in physical discipline. So having a 2 in physical discipline, I'd be like, nah, let me just give me a new one.
Uh-huh. What do we think? How much should we give him here? Like, I just don't want it to necessarily seem cheap to you guys. I'm fine with like bumping it up significantly because it makes narrative sense.
What's your magic stat?
Oh, his discipline.
Well, I have a sus at 10. No, discipline is at 6.
Yeah, wait. Why do you only have a 1 in physical? Did you get? Did you get it when you had it at? I think that's what it was. You got it. You upgraded it when it was lower. I remember.
Are you sure?
So what's your?
Because it would open it. It would open it to half. So I think your discipline must have been at like a 3 or something, where it opens half rounded down. Yeah.
Maybe I don't remember increasing it recently though.
No, I know, but we followed it through the steps one at a time. Remember, we made rolls as you went along. So you must have. I think that's what happened. You got it at 3, and then we kept advancing it, but you didn't get any more past that.
So the reason I ask is because if you were to get a new one right now, it would open at 3. So it would feel fair to at least increase it by 3.
Increase it by 3. That's what I was thinking. Actually, I was thinking of bumping it to 4. Yeah. If you were fine with that, Cantarius.
Because that's the same as if you got a new one. It's actually a little less. You don't get as much flexibility, but you're getting the same, more dice, or the same amount of dice at least.
Makes sense. Yeah.
You found that, Connor? Or would you rather get a new one?
No, I think I don't really want to metagame it. If it makes sense that
this is the one that Winter
this is
had, and it was
Winter's, so
tied to
he
the
got
physical discipline. I think
so
that
yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just do it. That's fine.
I think it should be the same as the sus modifier.
That sounds sus to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
Mhm.
know. That sounds. I mean, I got the W10 and sus, so I think it sounds
Can we
pretty
play
sus
this
to
out real
me.
quick though?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think he walks over and he grabs his hand, shoves it in, and then he grabs him and he's like, "I had to do this, Cantarius." He's like,
Yeah, and Cantarius, not only were you pausing because of the steel test fail, but now you probably have to make another steel test because you're having your being flooded with magic again, right? Like you're being powered up, and so maybe there's just a moment here where you're just like, ah. And Theo is saying this to you.
and then he kind of like he grabs him with like two hands, and then he just kind of like drops him and then like walks away from him, like facing him, but he's still talking to him. He's like,
Cantarius falls.
"Tell
to
me,
the shadowy
Cantarius,
stone.
honestly."
Wait, I couldn't hear Theo.
What?
Say it again.
Just say it again, Theo.
Tell me, Cantarius, honestly, whom do we serve? Your son is dead. My wife is dead. Whose side are we on? What are we doing?
Do you want me to make another steel roll?
No, I think you're fine now.
Okay.
You're on the
Theo,
ground.
Let me
You're
know
like,
when you want me to respond or do anything.
Waiting for a response now.
Take as much of the monologue moment as you need to. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy.
he wants you to respond now. I think.
Like I was already talking to you before, and you didn't actually get a chance to respond. So I think he's just kind of like, I want you to tell me. Like,
Okay. I'm just gonna say that
his monologue is over. Now
Cantarius
he's wanting a dialogue.
I'm gonna say he's still recovering from his he's still recovering from his steel test, so he's kind of like on the ground, still like probably clutching his hands because he just touched the artifact and probably dropped it. It's like I don't know, probably like in pain.
Well, Theo, did you take the artifact away from his hand? I assume because like
does the artifact?
It does. Yeah. No, he needs the artifacts all together in one place. He wouldn't want you to leave it with Cantarius.
Yeah. I would take it back. I would.
Okay.
I just need to touch it.
So you'd like
You
push
need
it
to
into my hands and then just pull it
And
away.
then take it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Cantarius, just kind of like looks down at his hands and like bleary-eyed looks up at you, Theo, and he says, "Whom do we serve?"
Sauron.
I don't think like Cantarius doesn't have a real answer to that, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think that's what he's.
Whom do we
provoking.
serve?
I mean, he's like, like who? What are we doing this for? Like what is morality? He's challenging an ethics question to you, and that's what he was doing in the monologue originally. And so now he's like completed it. And now he's just kind of like, I want you to tell me, like, what am I doing wrong here? I like how is this bad? Because what is it's relative.
And this is like partly Theo, but partially the demon bond, right?
Yeah, I think that the insecurities are like amplified by the demon. So I don't think he would do it normally. And so he is sort of possessed, but it's like it's caused by his insecurities about the world.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I think Cantarius says I thought he says, "I thought you hated the gods, Theo. Why do you need someone to serve?" And while he's saying that, he wants to. I'm gonna try and do a intellectual discipline roll to call for aid for Gorath.
Call for aid in the sense that like he comes here.
Yeah. I want to. What was the spell that I did before? Oh,
as a reminder, we did see. I guess you probably don't know this. Theo does. No, actually, I don't think anyone knows this. But we did see as the players. We saw that last time. This medallion was stolen from Gorath, and he was being stabbed over and over again by Dragonbloods. So he may
but
not be.
Cantarius didn't know that.
Cantarius
right?
doesn't know that. Yeah, exactly. So you might bring him here, but he might not be super well for wear.
Well, I'm not trying to like. I can't teleport him. I'm casting a phone a friend.
Right, you're trying to get him to connect to you. Mind to
Yeah.
mind. Cool.
Yep.
Hello?
I'm dealing with a multiple choice question about relative morality. Can you help me here, Gorath?
A, B, C, or D.
I used my 50-50, but I'm still stuck.
Is it? Do we
That's-
serve the gods or demons?
That's,
I just don't know.
That's the point.
The other ones were cheese and so I don't know why I had to use my 50-50, but
Yeah. That's my point, Cantarius. We only serve ourselves. There's no good, there's no bad. It's all just what's best for you. Can you deny that? Could you tell your son what the right thing to do is?
Okay. While he's thinking about how to respond to that, can I make the roll?
yeah, I'm trying to remember what the roll was.
What the ob was?
I think it was like an ob 6 or 7 or something. It was higher.
Well, if he succeeds, how is he actually going to talk to him?
Basically, if he succeeds, Gorath can like help him with anything mental, right? Because they're connected mind to mind. It might be harder because of the situation you're in.
I mean,
Trying
so
to
I guess.
Yeah,
Do you
I'm
want to just
scanning-
say I make a connection to him and he's and it's like he's not in a good sorts, and so
That's
don't
true. We
roll,
could
'cause
just
what's the
just
point?
say you do. Yeah, you start to connect to him, and you can feel that he's like unconscious,
Okay.
right? I think that makes the most sense. I mean, we could roll it again, but I really don't know how much Gorath's gonna be able to help you because he's. Yeah, I mean, even Gorath has his limits. Like he's been stabbed multiple times, still
Oh, shoot, there
surrounded
goes
by
that
Dragonblood
belief.
cultists. So,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, you have a belief about this?
Yeah, I do. Well, it just says.
Well, you could try
it
calling
just-
for aid from someone else, right?
Yeah. But
Do you have
who
an idea
else
there?
could? I mean, who else can come to this plane?
Yeah, someone that Cantarius knows.
Can
The
I
ghost
call
of your
for?
child.
Yeah, that's literally what I was just about to say. Could I call
we've-
for aid from Winter somehow? Since I just
we
touched the
already
medallion.
established. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Winter died.
He did, and the fragment that was stuck to Cantarius did. But the way that demon magic works, there might be a fragment of his soul still in the medallion. Yeah, I like
can
that.
Can I roll intellectual discipline? Well,
Does he know Winter's dead?
Can we say that like I
Yeah.
just see that there was there's a string that was attached to the amulet.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
really faint
Yeah.
and it's white instead of black.
Exactly.
And I like look down at my hands with my vision, with my sixth sight vision, and I see that I have like the tendril in my hand.
Yeah.
And
No,
I'm
I like it.
pull
Yeah.
on it.
I don't think you need to roll to like know that, but we will make the roll to see if you can connect to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. I like it.
What's the hobby?
Good question. So you're trying to. What do you
And
actually
what do
want
I-
the
and what do I
mechanical
get?
effect of this?
like how is he going to help me?
That's what I was wondering. I mean, he had the physical discipline. If you wanted to like bump your physical discipline up even more temporarily, right? That could be one thing we do. Or let me take a look at the sheet I made.
And we
for
can
him.
fight physically in here, right? That's what we decided.
Yeah.
Yes, basically it's your mind interpret. I mean, with this particular instance, this is also happening in the real world in that room, right? Your minds are seeing this. Your minds are partly somewhere else, but your bodies are still in that room and doing these things. So, so Winter is primarily good at like persuasion-y sorts of things. Like oratory and persuasion and falsehood and stuff. So if you wanted to, he could bump up those skills if you wanted to like talk Theo out of this, or physical discipline, I think makes sense too. Those make the most sense to me, is like getting bonus dice on those things.
Yeah, but I mean, if I think about it, I don't really want to attack him. I mean, I just
Yeah,
know that
well,
he's
so what do you wanna
Well,
do?
you might, because you want to like knock me
know.
out or something, right? Maybe to stop because
I
I'm not gonna let you do a.
Yeah, what's your actual plan here, Cantarius?
don't know. I just completely forgot that Gorath is like dead. Dead. So I
No,
have
it's
a
fine.
belief about it. I'm trying to find a way to
Right. You're trying to
fulfill the belief, but
you're trying to sever the tether, Theo.
Yeah.
That's why you wanted to grab Gorath.
Here's the thought. With the physical discipline, can I destroy an
Winter has
object?
demonology. Winter could literally just be a stand-in for Gorath in this instance and give you bonus dice on your intellectual stuff, like Gorath was going to do. He has demonology.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
he has
yeah.
astrology. He has cult doctrine. Like, yeah, he could do that.
Okay, sure.
That makes sense.
All right, let's make the roll. What's
Cool. So
the odd for this though, and how much
Yeah.
dice am I going to get for this?
it'll depend because I think what you're actually
This
doing
might not be
here
worth it.
is an intellectual discipline test to like just get bonus dice, maybe, but like the framing is
Yeah, the narrative for it. So yeah, just as long as the bonus I'll receive from this isn't greater than the ob that I'll have to like. Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't quite make sense, but like, if I have to spend 3 persona on this and I can only get 3 dice,
right.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know. This
What's
might
your
not be worth it.
What's your intellectual?
6.
But
it feels really cool narrative wise.
no, I like it.
But I don't know. It sucks because I can't just like know the ob without rolling. I don't know like what. Like,
So we'll do it this way.
Would this be worth it? Like,
We'll do it this way. Let's have it be slightly outside the realm of the rules here. You're doing a trait that's going to connect you to Winter, and
Okay.
I will allow him to like add his full like demonology dice, which is 4, to this roll. If
Okay.
you succeed on it. I
Okay.
think the ob is going to be 5.
Oh, that's not bad.
So yeah. I think that's a
Are
little
we
different.
sure? Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of magic stuff going on. Okay. All right. I was like, I'm literally communing with a dead guy, but no,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay.
Like a spirit.
Can I? Can I fork in sensory discipline to have noticed this? Like it helps me to have noticed the sixth or my sixth sight, like notice the bond. Is that kind of?
I think in this instance, because we're hand waving the no, it's their roll, we shouldn't fork this in, right?
Okay.
Because you really should have made the sensory discipline roll to notice it in the first place, or something similar to that.
Sure.
So let's just ignore that for this roll.
Okay.
It doesn't automatically help.
Dang.
Yeah, I definitely like this. I also know what happens if you fail this.
Oh no.
This could be great.
This game hates me. I'll put 2% into it.
Yep.
2%. Wow. Are you trying to?
He'll get 4.
Unreal. Wait, why do I have wounds?
You don't have wounds.
So what? 2.
What?
You just got 0 dice. You just got literally no successes.
This game hates me so much.
Terrible.
How was that even? Has this ever happened before?
I don't know that I've ever, not on like an actual roll. I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
8 dice, 0 successes. That's pretty bad.
That's awful.
Well, I mean, Cantarius. Oh, hey, you have Aura of Determination, Connor.
Oh yeah. Let me just re-roll that.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious, that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Terrible.
All right, now we just need to get 0 again.
Yeah, for real.
I would say, Cantarius, for this one, just roll the exact same roll again through intellectual discipline, since you got no successes on it. Just put in the exact same factors. Instead of doing it through fate or whatever.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank goodness.
Exactly the exact amount of successes you needed. Yeah, so Cantarius, what does it look like when your Aura of Determination kicks in? Like what I think this is what happened. This is what you can sense, Cantarius, is you grab on this string, right? And you see it as white at first. And then as you're pulling on it, it starts to be corrupted. And you remember that like, or maybe realize in this moment that this was what I was going to have happen if you fail. You realize that the shard of winter that's in here is the bad winter, the winter before he. Remember, this is the winter at the moment he took the medallion.
So yeah, okay.
He would have been bad for you, right? If you hadn't succeeded on this roll. So you tell me, what is it that you do to like redeem him, the shard that's here in this moment, instead of getting access to a demon possessed, like evil version of winter? Like, why is it the good winter now? Because I think maybe you do something, right? Like maybe you redeem the thread somehow, or uncorrupt his soul, or whatever. But I'm curious how that works.
Okay, yeah. So this episode of the show comes out on Father's Day. So
okay.
He pulls on the string, right? And the evil winter comes, right? I don't know, like floating in the clouds or whatever. He comes down as a spirit, and
I think you see the thread start to turn black, right?
Yeah. And he sees like the evil winter like sees what's happening, and it's like, you fool, you brought me here to kill you. And he has like a devilish grin, and Cantarius is like, oh no. But something within him, like he's super he like is super like downcast to see his son like this. He's like, this is who my son ended up being. And something inside of him realizes something about his connection to his son, and he's like, I don't know, he like in his head he thinks something along the lines of like, like he's like I can't beat this. Like he looks around, he sees like the demons, he sees the demon bond to Theo, and he sees the demon bond to his son, and he's like, what's stronger than this bond? And he's like, the bond of a father to a son. And he cuts his hand open and touches the string with his blood, and the blood bond breaks the chain, and releases his son.
What's the flashback we see of you and your son having like a good moment together when he was young? Is it like you reading him a story, or
they're running on a beach, splashing water?
No. I think he's building something with them, right?
Yeah.
He's like, maybe
is it like some sort of medallion that looks eerily similar to this one?
No, that'd just be weird. That would bring up too many questions that we'll never answer.
Yeah. I didn't mean it was actually the medallion, but just like there were similarities that like made us think of this medallion.
Probably just like a birdhouse. They're making a birdhouse.
Nice.
Just a classic birdhouse, and Winter's was a much more sensitive guy than Cantarius was, so that's what that's the first thing that he taught him how to make.
We hear Winter saying, Daddy, I'm worried that the birds won't have enough food to eat in the winter.
Yeah.
Can we make them a house, and then can we put food in there for them? I found a dead bird the other day, and I just don't want it to die, Dad. And what do you say then in response to him?
At first he's like that's an irrational thought, and then he looks deeper into his eyes, like the camera zooms up on Winter's like little boy eyes, and Cantarius like kneels down, puts a hand on his shoulder, and says, "Then we shall do it together."
And I think we get a parallel moment between Winter and Cantarius in the other world. I think you're going to say that line again. What's the thing that Winter says to you Like that's evil winter, right? Oh, okay, I have it.
Okay,
He says,
okay.
he says, Father, you and I, we've come a long way. And here, you found me in hell. And I'm going to remain in hell. And in hell, I don't know. It's something along those lines. I'm trying to think of like the thing that he says that like you respond with, and then we will do it together. I don't know.
No, he says, and I'm here to bring you with me.
Yeah, and I'm here.
And I'm here to, and we'll do it together.
Yeah. No. Okay. No. This is what he says. Oh, I'm trying to frame this because I'm thinking maybe he says something like I'm bringing you to hell. But really it should be no, because you're not threatening him. You're trying to say like something that if you respond, let's do it together. It's something that means like we're gonna go through this together and come out the other end like redeemed or whatever, right? Like uncorrupted.
I've been through hell. You've been to hell. We'll go to hell together.
Yeah, because that doesn't quite work.
Yeah,
exactly.
That doesn't work. Right.
Anyone have an idea, David? Do you have a thought here? You're good at this stuff. I know the line is somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah. Sorry, what was your original suggestion, Connor? Refresh my memory.
Winter
what if
was
he
just
says-
saying, I'm gonna bring you to hell.
What if he says like, I've been to hell and I've faced my demons, and you say like, then we'll face them together.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, maybe he says something completely different. Maybe Winter says,
Then let us be rid of it.
maybe Winter says, like I've been in hell, and now you're here, and you have to face your demons, and you thought you were going to do it with your son, but really you're here to do it all alone. And Cantarius says, Cantarius says, not alone, and grabs the string and cleanses it.
Yeah.
And then he says,
no, yeah, okay. So this is what sorry, here. Winter says, you're all alone, Father. Here in my realm, in their realm. There's no one here for you. You thought that I was going to be an ally? No. You are, for the first time, Cantarius, well and truly alone.
Yeah, so then he says, not alone, grabs it, and it the like blood, like red blood, like shoots up the string and like cleanses it to white, and goes into Winter and like exercises him. We see like a black gush of blood like spray away from Winter.
Yeah, and like a weird shadow like filters off. It's like the piece of Eurus that was still there, right? And like kind of float. It dissipates into nothing, right?
And Cantarius like jumps up and grabs Winter and like catches him before he falls, and he says, "I let you face your demons alone last time, son, but this time we'll do it together."
Nice. There you go.
Took us a bit.
We got
there.
Yeah. Just a reminder, this episode comes out on Father's Day.
Yep. So I think like in that moment where like you were exercising him, we saw a flash of Cillian Murphy, the guy who played Eurus, right? Like in his the face, the last vestige of Eurus that still existed, and he fades into nothing as he gets bled out of Winter. And then Theo, you see this. What do you do? Like you see he was like looking at his hand, right? Like, cause there was a thread and he looked back at the medallion that you're still holding and then looked back down at his hand and then cut himself with like, some shiv or whatever he has. I don't know. Grabs onto the thread and then suddenly, Oh, you're muted, Cantarius, or something. I can't hear
Oh,
you.
sorry. He just uses the physical discipline that he has newly created. He just opens up his blood and drains it onto the thing, and
Okay,
then closes
of course.
it up.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you just blood gushes out. Perfect. Yeah, and then you see Cantarius' son, who you've seen before because Winter was there in the second season. Yeah, a version of him kind of generate besides Cantarius, and Cantarius grabs him in a hug, right, and then Winter slowly like releases from it, and then they turn to face you as father and son. And then I think, what do you say, Theo?
Bravo, Cantarius. But you still haven't answered my question.
Yeah, I think Cantarius is still battling with that, and he says, "Who do I serve?" You seem to keep asking the question, "What is right?"
Say that again, Connor. I didn't hear you.
Oh, what did Theo say?
Nothing.
Oh, okay. He says, "You seem to keep grappling with the answer of what is right and who to serve. I think the only reason you're asking that question is because of the demons. The Theo I know, he knows what's right, and he doesn't need anybody to tell him what it is. And he's gonna try invading your mind with the power of Winter. Unless you have something else, like I guess I technically just made a roll. So unless you want to,
Yeah,
I don't know.
with
I don't know
Theo,
how we want to work this beat wise, but
yeah, if Theo wants to try to do something, I think this would be the moment for him to try it. Because like you did what you were supposed to do, but you're also still stuck in the demon realm. So I don't know. Yeah,
I think before he does that, he just says, "And we've come to an impasse." And then, is there any way I could roll? I mean, if I try to attack him and I succeed, but he tries to do like invade my mind, how would I just do it?
I think you get to do it first. Cantarius has already done a whole big thing. I think Theo can act before Cantarius has a chance to try his thing.
I think he just tries to like attack him.
With the intent of just like stopping the.
Well, he's doing corruption. Yeah, he's. I think the demon part of him is kind of like, well, I guess I got to kill him now.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's why I'm kind of like diving into the corruption. Like the corruption, I think is going to like do more and cause him to react more beyond what Theo would do. And so I'm just going to do the corruption.
So what's your actual like in the moment intent? Are you trying to pin him? Are you trying to distract him from using the magic? Are you trying to?
Well, I need a deeds point, so I'm going to try and kill him.
You're going to try and kill him. Okay, so that means you're going to try to wound him. Like I think we're going to stray away from just instant kill intents, but you're going to try to wound him.
Let the damage roll.
The demon is going to try and. I mean, I think the demon now that it's unlocked him. I don't know. It's going to try and. It's kind of.
Yeah. I mean, we see Christopher Lee. You're right. We see Kraos manifest beside you and just turn to you and say, I think we've had enough of. I think he gestures at Winter and he says, I think we've had enough of this mess for one day, don't you, Theo? Referring to like the ooey gooey gushy wholesomeness that's happening over there, right? Like kill him sort of a thing.
I think his like eyes like flare because like something inside of him is just like now influencing him.
Cantarius, you see another couple of black tendrils like tentacles like
whips down and grabs me.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think you see Kraos Cantarius. Like he can keep himself hidden from you. But like you do see these like more black tendrils like start to wrap around Theo.
Almost like Venom or something.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm picturing right now. Yeah, you're getting the Venom suit. Yeah.
Dude, what if my voice was like enhanced by like it says like a demonic like
especially because you're in the demon realm, right?
Like, voice.
Yeah, it's amplified here. Everything that's hidden is revealed.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good line.
There's like a dark shadow that kind of like is behind me and it kind of like darkens my face.
Yeah, so
for I guess brawling would it be?
It's brawling, yeah, because you don't actually have a trident, so the best you can do is kind of flail around with this skewer, right?
I kind of want to make it difficult just because I feel like if I'm doing it, I'm going to use a persona to add it. You said just
Yeah,
one?
of course. Yeah, one persona, and you can add your full corruption, which is 4 to the roll.
Goodness
Okay.
gracious.
Which because he's in
What's
the
your
demon realm,
brawling
right?
4.
4 all by itself, yeah. I think you can fork in Trident though, Theo, because it's enough like a Trident that like your skill with the Trident matters here.
Oh, yeah.
Which actually gives you 2 dice to Trident for a 4 Trident. So yeah, this is gonna be tough, Connor.
Well, I'm fighting. Is there anything else I can fork?
I don't think so. If your intent is just to wound him, I think the only thing that really matters is brawling, the corruption and Trident. Yeah.
So that's 6. So they used the 4 for corruption.
Yeah, 6 advantages, and then if you'd like to spend oh, you only had. Wow, you're almost fresh out of Persona here, buddy.
Wait, what? It said 5 just a second ago.
Oh, it says 1 now.
Oh, did I type it in wrong? Because it said 5.
I think you might have. Yeah. Did it go from 5
I
to
meant
4?
to type in 4. Sorry.
Oh, okay, 4. Yeah. I was
think
like, yo, one Persona might do.
Typed in 1 to spend 1.
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That's probably
Good thing we got that.
Yeah, but you can put that 1 on corruption though. That's what you're spending it on, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll do that after.
But you could also spend more Persona if you wanted to add more to this roll. Beyond that.
No, that's fine.
Yep. So just put in 6 advantage dice and make the ob 1 because it will depend on what Cantarius is rolling against you. Whew.
Wait, why did it add an ob?
Oh yeah, you have a superficial wound. Cantarius will get a free success on his because you have a superficial wound. Oh my goodness, you had 4 6s too, Theo. Yeah. Even if Cantarius does get 8, like you have a bunch. Okay, Cantarius, you try to muster up your stuff and see if you can do what you can do here. Again, like if you fail, he's just gonna wound you.
I'm sorry, Connor. Okay, if you stop me, I just need to try. I need to make an assertive effort.
Yeah, no, good job.
Okay, so
I'm just passing it off as unpossessed. It's okay. It's not really me.
what can I do with?
I'm possessed. Nothing I do matters.
What can I do with my 4 physical discipline to help me in a battle? I'm looking at some of the spells and stuff, and I could try and give myself a trait here real quick, I guess.
Something in your audio,
yeah.
Connor?
It's just soft, I think.
Oh, did I push it too far away?
Maybe. Part of the issue is I don't know how much time you have. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you?
Well, what can I normally do for? I don't know. Just make my arm bigger and then just punch them. I don't know. I mean, I'm using brawling.
There's a trait called Hands of Iron. There's a trait called Hands of Iron, Connor.
But what's the ob? Because okay, so ob 2 plus the trait point cost for a beneficial effect. So what's the trait point cost for Iron?
Let me check. Yeah, because Hands of Iron is the trait you're looking for here.
And can I still use my staff while I'm fighting with that, or? I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter in this instance because we're not really caring about damage.
And we are. This is actually happening in the real world too.
Right, but I'm not going to damage him. I'm defending myself.
Oh, you're right. That's true. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that Hands of Iron does is make your hands basically act like a dagger worth of a weapon.
Oh, sure.
Your hands are actually weapons.
That one actually helped.
Yeah. If all you want to do is have defense or be able to fight them off easier, I don't know. Keep in mind here, if you fail this roll, you'll get a steel test.
I hesitate. Yep.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's worth it, but I can still fork in physical discipline.
At the very least, you could try to give yourself advantage dice. I think that's fine. As he's charging you, you can give yourself a couple advantage dice if you'd like. Just power up your.
But what would the op be for that for a physical discipline?
Well, it depends on how much dice you want to give yourself. Are you rolling brawling in response to keep him away?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so talk me through this here. So I could just fork it in, but if I wanted to try and go for 2 dice, what would the op be?
I don't think you can just fork it in. You'll have to roll if you want the dice. So if you want 1 die, it's going to be 2. 2 dice is 3. 3 dice is 4. For the op here. Or sorry, that was sensory. Let me check physical discipline. Okay, physical discipline is a little bit harder to do with
Yeah,
this.
so for sensory, I could still do that though with this.
Hey, you could use physical discipline just to no, you don't want to do that. You want to use brawling. Yeah, so increase those odds by 2. So 1 dice is 4, 2 dice is 5,
Yeah, okay.
3
All right,
dice is 6.
I'm not gonna use my newfound power here.
Yeah.
Sensory discipline. I'll try and go for 2 bonus dice there though.
Just to be able to like guess his movements, basically.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Yeah, so it's those obs. It's 2 for 1, 3 for 2, 4 for 3. If you would like to give this to yourself for the entire conflict you're going to have here, you just increase those obs by 1 more. Right, so if you want to be like, every time I use brawling in this fight with Theo, I get
2
this
bonus dice from sensory.
Yeah, you could do that too. So if you wanted to do that, that would be ob 3 for 1 die, ob 4 for 2 dice, ob 5 for 3 dice. For the entire conflict.
Dang. What are the odds? I guess
how many dice you're rolling with?
6.
6.
So what are the odds
dice
of
against
4?
4?
Up for 4.
6 dice against 4, open-ended. 78%.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, that was Gray Shade. I still added it for Gray Shade. 49% for Black Shade.
Okay.
So almost a 50-50 chance.
Dang. This is so not worth it. Shoot.
Do you want to just do the lowest, just 1 dice for every single roll? That's 73% chance of succeeding. So that's op 3.
I could just die here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you're already in hell, so nothing will happen.
I'm gonna go for.
Three. Ob 3 is only 73. Go ahead. Do you persona too? You have 7 persona.
There we go.
Going with 4. Nice. So that's 2 dice for the entire conflict.
I just did it. Yep, 2 dice for the entire conflict. I didn't even. Nice. I couldn't speak it out loud. I was too scared.
Nice. Yep. So we see Cantarius's eyes. Although I guess what does this look like when Cantarius like kind of powers himself up sensory? Like in every sense, right? It's like your sight, your touch. Like you become a tin savant, right? For the
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like it zooms in on my eyes and they go all like beast mode. They like the pupils widen.
Yeah.
And like my ears change shape a little bit. Okay. So with that, I need to step out for 1 minute here. But
yeah, that's fine. I mean,
I want to make a roll here first.
Yeah, make the roll and then just against his 8. We were gonna cut away back to Dellon in a second here. So
rolling. I'm gonna fork in anatomy.
Mm-hmm.
Can I fork in intimidation?
I'll leave that up to Theo.
I have a fearsome presence. I have a trait for
you have a trait for dreadful,
reputation
but
as well. Anybody that knows me.
I feel like you wouldn't intimidate me.
Well, so here's the question: if Cantarius, you're saying that Theo wouldn't be intimidated by Cantarius?
Yeah, I mean, he's like, I feel like any intimidation would kind of go up against steel, so it'd be like,
okay, so you could make the roll. Sure. Cantarius has a separate roll if you wanted to. I don't know if you have the time to, but not an automatic.
Yeah, I'll just wait for it. I think that's it. Unless intellectual discipline, can I do anything with that? In this instance, can I fork that in since we're in a different plane?
Sorry, say that again.
Can I fork in intellectual discipline since we're literally in a different plane?
I don't think so. You can. No, I don't think so. I mean, magic usually can't be just forked into stuff like this. That you have to roll to get dice for him. So.
Okay.
So yeah, ob 8, but you have your driven call on if you need it.
No, I already used it.
That's ob 7.
No, a different call on. You used Aura Determination. You have Driven.
Oh,
Well,
that's right.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a +1 because I have a wound?
Oh yeah, and then add. You don't put this on your sheet or on the roll here, but you will get one more success than you
Okay.
roll.
Okay.
Just automatically. Oof.
California. How
so
is
you
that
have
possible?
4 successes. You have 4 successes against
Yep.
Ob 8.
8.
I'm trying to remember, what did we decide about call-ons and
I don't know.
sixes?
I
The only thing that
forget
matters is that if you happen to roll any 6s on your failed dice, those do get re-rolled if you've spent fate. Because it's all 6s. So I mean, I would probably just do fate first. That's probably usually the way, right? If you can keep, there's going to be more brawling rolls after this. So
And then if I re-roll, can I re-roll those dice that are like, do I re-roll the fate
no.
dice?
So you will not re-roll those dice. They remain successes for the purposes of call-ons.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So do you want to spend 2 fate on those? Just re-roll 3 dice then?
Wait, I didn't hear the answer to your question. So I should re-roll first, or should I should roll fate first?
Let's do fate first, because if you happen to like get really lucky and just succeed out the gate, then you don't need to spend your call on, right? Like that's the easier way to do it.
But then I need to spend my fate again.
No, you will not need to spend your fate again.
So I can re-roll those dice.
So the way it works is those 6s that you're re-rolling will remain successes, even if they come up as 1s or 2s or 3s. They'll, for the purposes of call-ins, they won't count for the other failed dice. If you can re-roll 1 failed dice with the second fate, right? And if that one, we'll say that the last die is that one. If that one remains a failure, then you can re-roll that one with your call-on. That's the only thing we need to keep track of, is the last die that you're going to re-roll with fate here. If you decide to spend 2 fate, we'll re-roll 3 dice.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
How?
So it doesn't
This
matter, but you still get that 1. So that means if you spend your call on, you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice.
I wrote re-rolling 7 dice.
You're re-rolling 7 dice, and because you've already spent fate, just do it with the fate option.
Yep.
And put the remaining knob as 4.
Goodness
Wow.
gracious. This game hates me so much.
Close. The other issue though is technically Theo had fate that he could have spent on his 4 6s there, so
that's
likely
true.
would have failed anyway. So I mean, the very least, Theo, you stick a hot poker in in Cantarius's gut.
So,
Wait, so is Winter like a physical? Like, can I attack Winter or no?
I think no, for the purposes of this
He's
situation.
more like eating him.
Yeah, he's just kind of like a ghost, kind of aiding him.
and he doesn't help me with this roll. He just has helped me.
I guess he could give you
for the
1 die on it.
intellectual roll.
That's fine. Yeah, he has a fighting skill that he could use here. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and roll 1 more die with the fate option.
Of course. Why would it?
All right.
Why would I ever get a success? Okay, look, how many? Like, out of 11 dice, I rolled 3 successes. Out of 3 dice, 0 successes. Obviously. Out of 7 dice, 3 successes. That's the best. That's the best roll.
The best ratio, yeah.
And then 1 die.
Another 1, yeah.
Why would I?
bad.
Why would it be a success?
Okay, so I think
This game hates
you,
me.
Theo, you can go ahead and step away, Connor, if you want.
I feel like I'm more like I hit him with it as opposed to like stab him or something.
Yeah, so I think you've run him through with the equivalent of a
Can
poor
I get,
quality spear.
Yeah, this work.
So what's your power, Theo?
I think it's 4. Yeah.
4. So you've done 5. And you've done just a mark, which means you actually only did a B2 wound. Again, poker isn't the best weapon here.
Yeah.
So
What does that do for me for the rest of the campaign?
so Cantarius, I mean, B2 is superficial, so you got a +1 ob penalty.
Okay,
That's
so
all-
it's
that's
not
all
even
that
wound
happened.
dice.
It's not even wound dice. Yep.
Okay. In which
So
case,
you
I won't
nick him.
get a
Cantarius
-1
managed
to
just to.
everything.
You won't get a -1 to everything. You'll get a +1 ob to everything you attempt. But that's different, right?
Okay.
So and you can get rid of it pretty easily, right? So So Theo, yeah, you go for him, but Cantarius, you like maybe dodge out of the way at the
Would it
last
have
second and
mattered
only
if
get a
I
scrape.
re-rolled the dice?
Oh, that's true. Yes, it would matter. Yes, if you want to spend your fate, you can do more damage. Yep.
Don't do it.
I
Yeah.
feel like you would.
No,
do
you
it.
probably
corruption.
should.
Connor, it's the corruption.
Yeah, so if you want to spend 2 fate, Theo, you can reroll 5 dice.
Oh wow, okay. All right. Remaining
So yeah, do the fate option. Yeah, remaining ob is 0. It doesn't matter.
0.
Just whatever
5.
margin of success here.
Wait,
Oh
what?
my goodness. Wow, that was so many dice. Okay, so that means you've instead of doing half of your that 5 that I calculated, you're actually doing
Unbelievable.
1.5 times that 5 rounded down. So you do 6
7, right?
7
It could be 2.5.
It'd be 5 plus 2.5. So it'd be
so
7.5.
rounded down,
Rounded down would
you
be
say
7.
so 7. So instead it's a serious wound, Cantarius. Which
is 3
means
wounds.
I feel like the corruption
means you go
probably
down.
would've done that anyways.
which means you go down. You have a 3
Okay,
and
so-
fort. So
Can
Theo,
let's cut away here. I might spend.
no,
a
we are
D-
going to cut away. We are going to cut away.
Okay.
Okay. So Theo, you might spend a D's point.
I might spend a deeds point, but we should
Okay,
cut
you
away.
think
'cause
about
I
it,
don't-
you think
yeah,
about
I
it.
don't know.
We just see Theo charge Cantarius and just stick him in the chest, right, with the
Yeah.
poker, and Cantarius is just like, right. You're getting ready for your like father son moment, and
Yeah.
Theo just darts forward and stabs you.
This is how this game treats me whenever Winter's around. All right, I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Yeah, so we see Cantarius' Frodo face as he goes right, and
He was
and then we
going Mithril.
and then we cut away. He might be if he spends his deed point, right?
What does it point to? Is you just remove
well,
serious wound?
I guess he could always spend a persona to redirect the narrative away from this stabbing, right? He can spend a deeds point to like do more dice and like try to succeed, right? He'll get to reroll all of his failed dice again if he spends a deeds point on his brawling.
Yeah, honestly, the persona sounds better.
Yeah. So then Dellon, we cut to you again, and you're charging Furio.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. So what is your first intent here? It's just to like fight them off. Like, are you trying to wound them at all? Or you're just trying to keep them away? What's your actual intent here?
I mean, as a player, my intention is to try and kill him as fast as possible because I know how dangerous he is, but I don't know how much Dellon is aware. Well, no, I do know who this guy is.
Yes.
And
you just didn't know that he came back to life.
Right. But I guess what I mean is that I know that he has strong magic because he cast a like body atomization spell on us before.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to gauge whether or not
Dellon's smart enough to figure out the basics of what happened here.
I don't want to meta game into the optimal decision here, but I think that's probably it.
So you're going to attack Constantino? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm just going to try and rush him and try and hit him before he can do any magic.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say, if you were fighting with Furio, then he would be able to spend some time.
Yeah, no, I'm not really worried about the big guy. I can block any physical stuff with a sword.
So I think the first thing we roll here is a speed test to see if you can get if you're faster than Furio, right? Otherwise, Furio will attack you. So go ahead and do that. So speed test, and I'll roll for Furio.
Okay. Can I know what he rolls first before I decide whether I want to spin Earth? Okay.
And like in theory, I maybe should have like changed this guy's stats a little bit, but I think for the most part I'll keep him the same. I think I might gray shade something of his. Maybe I'll gray shade his sword. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll say that's the main thing that happened with Constantino's transformation of him is he has like gray shaded sword now.
Oh, the other guy. Okay, I was like,
Furio,
not Constantino have a gray sword? Okay, gotcha.
Just so he's because I just want him to be able to keep up with you, basically, right? Furio. No, well, wait, basically, Furio had black shade before. He wasn't able to face to face with Dellon. Now Hulk Furio does have a chance.
Right.
So this is his speed test.
Okay.
Your ob is 3. He does have 6s that he could spend though. If you meet that. So.
Okay. So I get an advantage on speed, and I'm going to spend an Artha on it.
Okay.
Ob is 3. Ugh.
Nice. Okay, he'll go ahead and spend his fate. he needs 1 remaining because I think Ty goes to the defender. Yeah.
Well, in this case, there really isn't a defender. We're both trying to kill each other first. Right?
Well, you're the one initiating the action is the idea, so that he's trying to stop you from doing an action, right?
Well, I assume if he wins, he'll just do his thing first, right? And if I win, I'll do my thing first. We're both trying to do a thing, I assume.
Well, yeah, I mean, on a tie is the question, right? Like, what happens? So I'm assuming I think Furio is the defender in that sense for ties.
Okay.
If he was trying to do something, you were trying to stop him, then it would be the other way around.
Well, I mean, I assume that he's going to be doing something. That's why I'm trying to go fast, which is, I guess, is why I'm not sure who the defender would be. The reason I'm trying to be fast is because I know he'll kill me if I'm not.
Yes. So if the roles were reversed and Furio was trying to make a speed test to get to Achia first, which is not what's happening here.
That's true. I guess he's trying to get to Achia more than me anyways. So maybe I'm not even. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So he's going to roll. He got 2 6s on that. He'll spend 2 fate to reroll 3 dice, but we'll see if it does anything. Oh my gosh!
Wait, what?
He got 3
5
6s.
more 6. Oh my goodness! Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So you could try to spend that fate.
Well, so he's at 9 now.
He's at 8 now. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'd have to get 4 on.
And all this means is he intercepts you, right? You can't get to Constantina. You have to fight him first.
Oh, this is Furio trying to do this? Oh,
this is Furio. Yeah, this is Furio.
I don't know why I was confusing myself. Okay.
Yeah, this is the sword guy, right? He's trying to intercept you from getting to Constantina. That was that roll.
Okay.
Is he like dumb, or is he like just him?
He's
undead.
I don't know if
probably.
he's dumb. He's in like, if he tried to do mathematics, he wouldn't be good at it, but like fighting is fine, right? Like he knows strategy, he knows how to fight, right?
I mean, like he could communicate properly.
Maybe not. Okay. He's a deadly warrior. His fighting efficiency has not gone down. He's not like a dumb zombie, but he probably can't talk. He probably can't do mathematics or any other knowledge based thing very well.
Okay.
Yeah, so he intercepts you, and then I think he'll probably take a swing at you, try to damage you.
Okay.
Yep. Ooh, does he have a lot of power?
Probably,
yes.
But power doesn't really matter until you hit them.
Yeah, right.
And also, I'll say right now, Dellon, you're wearing your armor. If he hits you, you can do your armor dice to like try to block, like ward off the blow, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he'll go ahead and do sword here. I guess the question would be, Alfons, what are you doing during this time?
Hey, can you teleport me? Is that an option?
At the very least, Alfons could try to.
I could do another like buff on you, another +3.
You could do another buff, or I suppose Alfons could try to teleport you out of the way entirely as just like a versus test.
I actually, can you teleport me to Constantino because I failed my speed test?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, are you able to teleport other stuff, or is it just
I would say Alfons can do this if he got a higher speed test than that 8.
Okay, I mean, I assume that I'm defending against this regardless. I would like
after that,
to.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, so here's his roll. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 forks. Because he has like Nightwise, Dellon, Talonwise, and Dualwise.
Are we in a duel though? He has 2 people on his side.
He has Battlewise. Then he'll use that instead.
This is a battle. There's only 3 people in it. I'm kidding.
Nice try, Dellon.
How is Battlewise different than brawling?
It's knowing about battles, right? So he could use it to make up stuff about battles or whatever. Yeah, it's a wise. Yes. Okay, so he had 9 successes.
He just knows Dellon?
Yes. No, you weren't here for that session, but he's been obsessed with Dellon for years. Trying to beat him in a sword fight.
So
and then Dellon killed him, and now he's come back as a zombie for his revenge.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I thought it was Alfons that fought him. Sorry.
I mean, both happened, but yeah.
Since I'm under the effects of both divine and arcane magic, can I get 9 disciplines wise?
Yes, and especially because I mean he's being powered by physical discipline stuff too. So
right, yeah, okay. Just,
and then
I assume I can't intimidate him. Target has to have more than 3 intelligence to be intimidated.
Yeah. I think you could roll it separately as a thing to get him to hesitate or stop.
Okay.
But
Because
like,
we've
not an
worked it
automatic
before into combat, but I'm not sure it makes sense
for
here.
bloody verses, I think makes more sense where we're abstracting the larger thing.
Okay.
But just like the only thing you're doing here is defending against his. So is your intent to hit him first? I suppose.
Well, I guess it sort of depends on how we're doing this. Is that an outcome I can do?
We're doing intent versus intent. So if he succeeds, his intent is to wound you. If you succeed, is your intent to wound him?
Yeah, I mean, I might as well. I'm trying to get him out of the way, even more so.
Wounding
but
him
I mean,
is going to be the fastest way to do it.
I suppose the best way to get him out of the way is to kill him. So, okay, sweet. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm counting.
It's possible Dellon just beheads him on the spot. So,
because I think I have 6, but I want to be fair about it. So I got brawling.
You have my +3 from.
Yeah, I wasn't even counting those. I have single combat wise and outnumbered wise. So either way, I get one of those. Doesn't really matter.
Yes, I think single combat for this one, but yeah.
Yeah, the 9 discipline, sword wise, armored wise.
Mm-hmm.
I only came up with 5 that time. I had 6 last time. What am I doing?
Mm-hmm. And 3 dice from Alfons, right?
Discipline.
And then I think he has poor quality armor.
Okay. Where there. All right, so I've got
he'll get to roll against
total
you
helps and forks.
Yeah.
He's got 9 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. All right.
He has Gray Shade now, so
yeah,
that helped significantly.
I don't think I want to spend any persona just because I saved that. Although this is basically whether or not I'll spend 1 persona on this.
Okay.
Let me modify that so I don't forget. Base obstacle is 9.
Yep.
All right.
Oh my gosh.
Because of his magic, I had 8 bonus dice on top of my 10.
That's wild, dude. He'll spend fate in response, but I doubt he'll be able to meet that.
Oh wait, okay. I cast Panseus Maximus on him to make his arm harder.
You could attempt to do that. You'd have to roll for it though.
I think wasn't the idea that whatever he's doing is happening after this exchange because this is sort of
Alfons can choose to do this instead of the thing he's going to do next, right?
Okay.
Like it's up to Alfons.
I'm not very worried about
what I'm doing yet. Anything?
Well, ideally, if you could move me in some way or counterspell or some way, I'm more worried about Constantino than this guy. I can kill this guy. I'm much more worried about the magic guy who can just like.
I mean, Dellon can even shout that too. He can just be like,
"Oh,
I'll handle Furio. You do something to."
Yeah.
What would Dellon actually say?
Never mind.
Yeah, probably. I just.
What would you want?
I don't really know what you can do with magically necessarily.
You could just say do something to Constantino, right? Like he can't. Don't let him cast a spell.
Yeah, I might just say we need to get Constantino first, and then like I'm running at him, and then the guy gets in the way,
and then Furio,
it
gets in the way.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So at least he knows that that's my intention, and that he's a bigger concern.
All right. So 3 dice. Nope. Yeah, not even close. All right, cool. So yeah, you get I guess 4 successes over him, which I think is going to be enough. I think at the highest add is 2.
Weapon, well, I think add is different on superior to normal, isn't it? No, it's not. It's the versus armor.
The very highest add is 2, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
No matter what, you've gotten both. Yeah.
So okay.
So you do 1.5 times your power plus the weapon's power, which is 3.
So
what's your power?
8. I have 5.
8. It's versus armor. What does
12.
versus armor do again?
It means that when they're wearing armor, they roll 1 less dice to negate.
1 less die. Okay.
Perfect. So he would take 12.
A B12. Yeah, this is the same thing that happened before.
Yeah.
You're either going to behead him or.
Yeah. But this time we're doing armor. So theoretically,
this time armor will matter. Yeah, exactly.
So, and I think that having low quality armor just means that it breaks easier. I think
Yep.
he still hits the same amount of dice.
All right. On a hit, test the armor on the location struck. Roll armor dice against ob 1 plus the VA of the weapon. Oh, against it increases the ob. I see. So it'll be ob 2 test.
Oh, right.
Um,
Okay, yeah. Because
yep.
normally any successes do it,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
the first armor is more ob. Okay, that makes sense.
So he has. Let me check. He has what armor?
He had those same armor I did, like plate or whatever. if I
Plated
remember
mail.
right.
Yeah.
So I think that's 5, 4 or 5.
Plated mail is 5. And then poor quality armor, all ones count on every roll. This armor literally falls apart under stress.
Yeah. So it's just that you lose
Actually,
dice.
he had superior quality armor to start with, so I'll lower it down to
Make it
run of
regular.
the mill. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gotten more damaged and stuff, but it's not all the way down to poor, I think. So it says whenever a die comes up a 1 on an armor test, that particular location is considered damaged or rendered less effective until the armor is repaired. Where are you hitting him? Up to you.
I mean, ideally in the head, like the neck. You know, I'm
Right.
aiming for where armor isn't, but obviously that's not necessarily an option.
That's true.
If I could just not hit the armor, then I would do that.
Let's say he
I would choose to hit the armor.
Let's say he does have a helmet then. And
oh
then
yeah,
because
because you said he didn't have a helmet.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay.
Let's say he does have a helmet then, and then
sure.
you can aim for the head, and if it falls off, then it falls off, right? So okay, 5 dice, ob 2. If he needs to meet the ob. If he does, then
doesn't take damage.
It's completely negated. If he rolls a 1 on any of these dice, his helmet is destroyed.
I think it's just damage. I think he loses.
He's not wearing a helmet.
Yeah, he decided he was wearing a helmet.
I just decided that he was, because it makes more sense.
You're being pretty wishy-washy, Caleb.
No, because I forgot that you can like literally aim for particular points. So
yeah, I just get to choose.
This would be way too easy,
which is pretty cheap. So
again, the helmet is broken and busted, but it's still there. It's not broken and busted, but it's like dented and stuff. Okay, so ob 2 is what he needs to meet. Okay, he meets it, but he did get a 1. So you the helmet wards off the blow, but it like gets knocked off, and he has a big dent in the side of his head now, but he's still like. So yeah, that's what happens. Dellon like knocks the helmet off. And then Alfons, what did you and Constantino are kind of going against each other to do magic first. What are you attempting to do?
Oh, I'm just countering what he's doing.
You're trying to counter whatever he's doing. I mean, you're gonna have to roll something to know what he's attempting to do, right? Like he's casting a spell, but who knows?
Can I roll empathy to see who he's aiming at?
You can at least do that. Yeah, that makes sense. Op 4 for intent.
Oh, Boise.
Oh wait, no, I got you, Alfons. Oh, you don't have a sword anymore, do you? Because you threw me my sword.
I mean, I could summon a new one.
As I say, you should just teleport your sword into him, and then you can use your sword without moving.
Can I do that?
You could attempt to do it. It'd be very difficult. That sort of thing is hard to do in this magic.
Is throwing a sword still a sword roll?
No, it would be a throwing roll.
But it's
which
still
is a skill.
But it's a sword.
But swords aren't meant to be thrown. So.
Okay. Can I summon an ethereal version of Alfons?
To do what?
To attack him.
With what?
Oh wait, just teleport him to you instead.
Oh, that's true. You could do that too.
Oh yeah.
I assume it's harder if you're unwilling, but
Alfons still doesn't have a sword though.
I can summon a sword. That's the thing.
That actually might be worse because then he would be right next to Achia.
Yeah, but then he could die. So I assume that he's his range. I don't know how much that him being next to Achia matters.
Alfons, you better protect my lady.
I was gonna, if he had failed that will test, Adam, I was gonna have him kill Achia.
I know. So, I was like, oh man.
I was ready for it. It was gonna be great.
I was like silently sweating.
Yeah.
If I fail this empathy roll, are you gonna screw me and just be like, you stand and stare there until?
No. Okay. You just won't know what he's planning exactly.
You said ob 4.
That's screwing you. That's the game.
I don't really think I have anything to add into this.
This is just Alfon quickly in the moment trying to figure out what he's trying to do. Hey, nice.
Man. Look at my rolls and look at Connor's rolls.
this wasn't even ingratiated.
I feel like everyone has been getting good rolls except Connor.
You can mark a difficult empathy test though.
Perfect. Okay, who's he aiming for?
Caleb, real quick.
Asia, definitely.
That roll against I guess I can't remember how to calculate the difficulty, but it was like a corruption or something, or I guess it was added. So I don't know how that works. I did the brawling roll with the corruption.
Yeah, it counts, I believe, as if the roll was against your corruption. So whatever Connor's ob was, whatever his successes were on that brawling, which was 6.
Oh,
so ob, yeah. So challenge, just mark a challenging test for your corruption. Okay, so
would teleporting Achia mess with the thing?
Yes, it would. It's like a special lay on hands ceremony.
I can't move.
She can't move. Yeah, you got to keep them away. Yep.
Okay. So
just teleport him into the atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, I summon him like behind me, so like I'm between him and Achia. Summoning him will disrupt whatever he's doing, right?
If you can get it off first, yeah. Actually, that's the first thing we need to do is speed test. Let's do that first.
Oh, okay.
Although then, if you do that, you won't have a weapon yet because you need to summon a weapon.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about with this plan. I was like, I don't know why you're expecting this is going to be a good idea, because he'll be able to do something to Achia before you're able to strike him with a weapon.
What was that with the empathy roll? Am I able to tell what he's doing?
I'll
give you a bonus die for the speed test.
Here's what you do: teleport everybody except except me and the 2 guys attacking us.
Actually, you know what, Alfons? Because you got that empathy roll, I'll have that count as you can act first.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Right, you're able to suss his intentions out before he can get it off. So
I don't have the sus skill. That's Connor.
You're able to riz his intentions out.
Move the whole prayer ritual somewhere else.
Okay. But do I know like what magic he's attempting to do?
He's trying to kill Achia. That's the next thing he's trying to do. Physical discipline. Try to kill Achia.
Okay. I just don't know what I can do that would interrupt.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out exactly how he's
like teleport his pants over his eyes.
Let's see. Action.
I could burn him with holy fire.
I mean, do that, yeah.
Can I do that? Okay, well,
do you have destroy with sorcerer's fire as an option on one of those?
Yeah.
Yeah, then go for it.
Okay. So it's ob 4.
I think if you hit him, he'll have to make a steel test to keep the spell.
Okay. Sorry, I'm holding my child and she keeps launching her pacifier across the room. Okay. Be combined with 1 test duration if I don't care. Sorry, I'm reading this.
You're good. And make sure to pay attention to the attendant ob penalty if there is one, to the type of thing it is, because sometimes for art magic for your stuff. What magic are you trying to do this with?
Oh, you know, I guess I should make sure I don't have it with something else.
Yeah, it's just essential. So you're gonna add +1 ob to whatever you do.
Okay.
So it's base up 5 then instead of 4.
No, that sucks.
But if you hit the base op 5, then you get to.
Oh, and I only do damage based on bonus. Yeah, this might not even be worth doing.
Yeah, Chandler's Perception is the base power.
Because there's no way he doesn't have like an insane steal.
Well, you might do damage to him though, and if you do enough damage, he might fall. If you do damage, he'll have lower dice to what he's doing, right?
Well, the amount of damage I barely understand what this says.
So it's basically as if you're shooting a bow at him, but has like increased versus armor,
which doesn't help your just.
Well, yes, I don't understand how much damage I do.
So your perception is the base power, so it'd be 5.
It depends on how well you roll. If you do poorly, it's half of your power. If you do well, it's 1.5 times your power. Or I guess not power, whatever your stat is, which I guess is perception in this case.
You can use successes to increase the damage, +1 power per extra success.
Oh,
Those are the
wow.
only two things that matter. So it starts at
So
5.
it just scales. It's not like a weapon. It just keeps
Yeah,
scaling.
it's better than a hunting bow for sure.
Dang, son. All right.
Okay.
But that assumes you roll up better than him and whatever it is.
Yeah, it's up to you.
I guess I'll do it. Like HE is
Yeah.
dead. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and so this is for the essential discipline. This is more like doing like necrotic damage to him, right? You're like trying to like leech out his life force.
Wait, so who's trying? Which one on?
Alfons is attacking Constantino, the sorcerer.
Constantino's trying to kill Asia.
What should I name this attack?
Up to you.
This
And
one
I
could be Pansius Minimus.
Yeah.
You just constrict his pants.
Shrink his
until he
pants
kills
so
him.
much that.
Caleb, can NPCs use Persona to not die?
If they've gotten, if they completed goals, then yeah.
Does Asia have any?
Yeah, she has.
Okay.
I think she has at least one.
Sucks. Okay. So I'm gonna fork in continuous. Like
Yeah, I have
prolong
one
the-
for her on this
prolong
sheet
the
right
moment
now.
of time to like aim it and concentrate before
Say that
he
again.
attacks. I'm gonna fork in continuous to like
Sure.
extend the moment of time.
Yep.
To, like aim and focus,
Mhm.
and spatial to make sure it hits him. And doesn't
Wait,
go
Jared,
up.
you can have finger guns like Fergus.
Yu Hakusho. Oh,
I'm like Fergus.
yeah.
He's less shooting something out and more taking something away with this.
Yeah,
Because
you
it's the
shoot
essential-
something out, and then when it hits, gets taken away. There you go. Fergus.
Oh, so I'm not
finger guns.
casting like a fireball.
No, this looks like you're leeching out like green energy from him.
And I need a name. So I get an extra dice.
I can't help you with that, or it would defeat the point.
Yeah. David, help me come up with a name.
What? So you're draining their life essence, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think of a serious one.
No, I want to. Most of some of mine are funny. So.
Well, I mean, because it's Alfons, my first thought was the big suck, but I don't know
Yeah,
if
the
that's
big suck.
appropriate.
Yep. That's what it is.
There you go.
Okay,
good stuff.
yeah, that seems like it's something that Alphonse would name it.
All right.
Uh,
I only have 4 persona, dude.
Still one more than me. Actually, 3 more than me now.
So yeah, I'll 5.
Oh, what was the thing that I could do with the orb to increase my magic?
Yes, if you would like to give yourself another superficial wound, then you can get a 1 die to this.
Ooh, that sounds like a
I thought I
reference.
rolled against something to see if I got the wound.
No, that was what happened the first time. The first roll you did was to determine what the effect would be, and you failed.
I thought I rolled health every time to see if I got another wound.
Oh,
I thought that was the stipulation.
I thought so too.
Might be
but-
right. Let me look at my notes here.
Because if I had passed, I would have just been able to use it with like. But the failure is I could.
Yeah. I think it's an OB4 health test every time. I believe that's what it was. Let me check. I need to look at the version history of my doc here. Okay, so I had it be OB4 health test. Then yeah.
Let's go, baby. Sub 4. Let's keep
Yep,
these
yep.
rolls going. Darn. Oh, 2 6s. Let's go.
Yeah, go for it.
Boom.
Nice. Yep. So you don't get another wound, but you do get a die to add. So
And
basically, free dice.
You know what? I'll spend 1 persona. Well, 4 dice. Well, 5 dice with the persona.
I said free dice, not 3
Oh,
dice.
free. I thought you said 3.
Yeah. As in, like, the orb
Um,
die that you're getting.
So base side was 5?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Let's go. Lots
Yeah,
of
you hit it.
sixes. And
Oh my
I'll spend
Your
a fate
base
to
power is
reroll
5.
one. I'm gonna spend a.
Well, let me check the.
Well, this does extra damage.
Yeah, the more successes you get, the more power it has, right? So you might as well.
Yes,
just
that's
blow it
true.
out.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, that rerolls.
Mm-hmm.
That rerolls.
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
That
Dude.
rerolls.
What's happening?
What in the world?
This session has been bonkers.
This
the most
is a totally
amount of
bonkers.
exploding
Is
sixes
Connor
and the
back?
most amount of Connor getting
Connor.
nothing.
Connor's gonna be so mad.
Guys, don't bring it up. Don't bring it up to Connor.
No, I'm so bringing it up.
Dude, how many sixes did the other guy roll?
Oh, dude.
A lot.
Connor's
Yeah.
gonna
Get like
be
5.
so mad.
Okay, so
Dude.
10. You got 10 successes altogether, which is 5 over the obstacle. So let's see, 5. First we need to do this. I'm gonna roll die fate. Okay, got a 2. That's not super great, unfortunately. Weapon, appendix, missile weapons. This has a hunting bow. So your base, unfortunately.
Wait. If this is for me, I get to roll the die of fate. You don't get to roll the die of fate for me. I thought you were rolling the die of fate for him. If it's for me, I get to roll the die.
Okay, I'm confused by this. Help me parse this out, David. It says damage as follows: Channeler's Perception as base power, VA2, die of fate as a bow. That's what it says for damage. But the damage thing says B4, which is already a. Like, it doesn't say 4 power; it just says B4. So I don't know why base power matters.
It's 2.
Same thing. Right? Like, because normally it would be base power plus the power of the weapon.
Yeah.
But missile weapons don't have power. They just I think power something is affected by this.
I've never shot anyone with a bow in this game, so I'm honestly not sure what the difference is. Do I have a ranged weapon? Let me see if I have a ranged weapon here.
So wait, you roll a die of fate to determine what damage it does?
Yeah, because it's bows are like
it's like your accuracy of the hit, I guess. So it says die of fate as a bow. I assume that is
that's the only thing that die of fate. Yeah, it matters is you roll the die of fate and that determines what incidental mark and superior is.
Oh, okay. So then what does the B4 have to do with anything?
That's what it says. So he got a 2, which means it says B4. That's the wound he does.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I think maybe that means that's like the power of the weapon.
No, but it says B4, which is that's a wound type, right? If it just said 4, then that would be what it is. There's maybe something I'm missing here from.
It doesn't really make sense.
From missile weapons.
That would also mean that the quality of your roll doesn't do anything to the damage you do.
Superiority quality weapons do increase the die of fate.
Right. What I'm saying is that you're.
Here we go. Well, that doesn't matter. Never mind. That only matters if this is an actual bow. Here we go. Yep. Missile and thermal weapons do damage using the die of fate. Each weapon type has a table showing what needs to be rolled in order to score an incidental mark or superb results.
What needs to be rolled?
The die of fate. Yeah, so this is the confusing part because it says like that's the type of wound it is. It's incidental, but then it gives a
power
like a
calculation.
Wound.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Unless B4 is like where it starts or something, but that doesn't really make sense either because
I don't know how to rule this for now. We'll bump it up to a 5 since Jared has 5 perception. That'll be the base, right? But it's a B5, right. And then based on what the magic says, it says every success over gives you +1 power for determining that.
Which is weird because we don't have a mark thing to deal with. Like you can't add a power rating to a wound type. You use the power rating to get a wound type.
Yeah.
So that doesn't make a lot of sense.
It really doesn't matter at all. Or it really doesn't make any sense.
Nothing is what I'm getting. You guys just said a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo that I didn't understand.
Okay, this is what we're gonna do.
it's-
I'm gonna just rule it this way. So,
Okay.
we're base power 5. He gets plus
Right.
1 for the die of fate roll he just did to his base
Okay.
power. Now the base power is 6.
Yeah.
He
And then
can
adds his
spend
successes.
all of those successes to increase the base power, which is what 5 over we said.
Yeah.
So that means the base power is 11.
Nice.
And die of fate means it's an incidental, which means it's 0.5 that 11. So instead of doing 11, it does a 5. It does a B5 wound.
Oh, right. I see.
That's what we'll do.
Okay.
So it's probably not super.
So that does suck.
Yes, for him, for Constantino Bell, who has been upgrading himself with the physical discipline all of his life, that is a superficial wound. And that's what you. I mean, that's just the way it is, right? Like Alfons, it's a good hit, right? You did a lot of damage, but unfortunately, Constantino is just a beast.
So bows suck.
It's just like
No, because so
Yeah.
normally, if you had gotten a 6 on that roll, Alfons, you would have gotten a B12.
Well, yeah,
Like
but
it's very
like,
swingy.
with any other weapon, like your damage is determined by the weapon, and then just how much damage what you roll.
Yeah, but
You don't
most
need
missile
another
weapons
determining
can
roll.
missile weapons can very easily get mortal wounds.
Yeah.
Even if you're not good with power, right? Like it's very easy to just randomly get a mortal wound.
Right.
Anyway, so you got a superficial wound on him. He will get that obstacle penalty to what he's attempting to do now. And I guess he'll make a steel
that
test. I
sucks.
don't know if it's gonna matter that much.
Well, if he hesitates for long enough that Jared can teleport me to him, then maybe it'll matter.
So he got hit, so he has to like make a steel test for pain.
Right.
I think I'll give him an advantage dice because he's like with allies. But other than that, it's just against his hesitation, and then it'll automatically add that superficial. Oh, he got it. That was so
Wow.
unlikely, though. That was ridiculously unlikely. He should not have.
Oh, does he have
succeeded
gray
on that.
steel? Or is it?
No, he doesn't. It just
Oh, the
he
difficulty.
got a bunch of 6s. He
Holy
because it
cow.
open ends automatically.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Man, what is going on with the 6s today?
That's wild.
Holy cow.
Okay, so he doesn't hesitate, and he's going to attempt to do the following. Just probably crush Achia from within. Just destroy her bones. Just crush her ultimately. So this is going to be as if he was doing like a weapon attack on her, basically, right? Obstacle and then +1 obstacle to that for it being magic. So I guess really what matters is what Achia rolls in response, but I don't know if she can roll a lot here. She doesn't have a weapon skill. It would just be kind of like her power or something to resist it.
Wait,
What
is
is the? Sorry.
Asia rolled for steel?
No, Constantino did, and he succeeded, so he doesn't hesitate and can do something to Achia. So, yeah, she's going to roll her.
Oh,
I
you're saying
guess-
he's a wound, but he didn't hesitate.
It doesn't really matter what physical stat she rolls because they're all 4. What do you think she would try? Like she's trying to maybe just fort to just resist the.
Probably.
Yeah,
Or health.
could be health. Yeah, let's do
Whichever-
health.
whichever one's
She
higher.
has a higher. Yeah, she has a higher in health. I'll give her a chance.
Can I
She'll do health.
golden embrace her? Health?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
All right. She has a persona, so even if she fails this, she could spend that.
So is he just like walking towards and then Alphonse shoots him and he doesn't even stop?
He-
He just keeps moving?
I don't think he's walking towards her. He's just has his eyes like fixed on her, and he's just like twisting his head and kind of moving his hand like this, and then he just feels like her bones start to bend, and like she's literally going to be crushed, like imploded, if she fails, right? Like or will do damage, but that's what he's attempting to do is like crush her, by like
Wouldn't-
making her
I mean,
bones break.
Couldn't you like have him succeed, but then doesn't kill her, like or harm her?
If he's going to do a wound,
like-
he's going to do a wound to her.
I
as
mean,
if
like it
he's-
throws off her focus on praying, and so now she's like all of a sudden not praying, she's injured or something. She's not like. I mean,
Well,
we'll
worst
see.
case scenario, she still
Hard.
has a persona, so she can.
Yeah, I just feel like it wouldn't be too hard to just throw her out. Well, I guess she succeeded.
No, probably not. So she got she got 3 on her
Oh,
health,
geez.
and that's what his op is. Unfortunately, he is very good at
Jeez.
this.
That's not good.
I guess 4 is up. Sorry, it increases by 1. I think Jared left for some reason.
I'm still here.
Oh, Connor added himself. I see.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Connor, you missed it. I spent a fate point and I
Oh,
rolled
I heard
3
the whole
6s
thing.
in a row.
I know.
You
I
mix
heard
up
the whole thing.
that nicks up the names or whatever. Overlays, yeah.
But Connor, don't worry. Me doing that did absolutely nothing because the skill that I used actually sucks.
So I removed your
just got
other
unlucky.
self, Connor, from the Zoom call. The next time you get on Zoom, I may have to like specifically invite you since it might think that I tried to kick you and not want you on the call ever again.
You've been banned.
Yeah. But okay. So he's gonna roll physical discipline. He can do anatomy.
Come on, please, all the luck run out.
Astrology.
Right. This is time for all the
Time
ones.
for the luck to run out. Come on.
But I think that's it. He actually doesn't have a whole lot of forks to this, but he does have a 10 in physical discipline. So
Right.
Yeah, this dude's like the human version of Faustus.
Faustus is the human version of Faustus, but
Well, I just
Targoth
thought-
is the demon
this
that's
is
attached.
the demon,
Targoth, sorry.
Yeah.
Is this guy possessed by a demon or is he just powerful?
He's not. Oh my gosh, that was so many 6s. So many 6s.
Connor,
Wow,
it
what
looks
on
like you're the
earth?
only person who is not getting the most insane amount of 6s. You're like it took all the 6s that you would have gotten and given it to all of us.
Literally, that's insane. He got 14 successes with 13 dice without spending fate. I mean, obviously he was re-rolled, this open-ended, but
I don't know what that means.
Wait, he rolled 4 dice?
no, he rolled
13 dice.
and got 14.
I think that means
successes.
she's dead.
It depends on what the maximum
unless she has a
threshold
percentage.
is here, right? Like he's doing the arcane action. So this is what it says. Using the arcane action effect, the channeler may overcome the martial world around him with his arcane power. Physical discipline may be used to pass any simple physical test, pushing, leaping, grabbing, thrusting. The obstacle for this effect is 1 plus the obstacle of the test at hand. Success indicates that the channeler has passed the test as if he had been testing the appropriate ability. But in the example, it also says, using this, the channeler may strike an unexpected opponent with a sword.
So if he's using his bare hands, I imagine he's using. It's like he's crushing her with his hands,
with
from a
brawling,
distance.
probably. Yeah.
So whatever it is for punching somebody, he's doing that real
unfortunately,
good.
he has given himself the hands of iron trait, because physical discipline stuff.
What did
So
Dellon
it makes it act as if it's a knife. So
Fighting-
basically, that's
Oh.
what matters. He's as
So
if he's stabbing her with a knife.
increases the power by like 2, probably. Because
Because
bare fists have 0 power according to this, unless I just wrote that because I didn't.
So
know what the
it's
answer
1
was.
instead. It's 1 power instead. I
Okay,
think.
so that's. I mean, that's
Well, okay. So this is the weird thing. It says like as if he can swing with a sword. It just sounds like you can substitute any physical action with this. So I think instead
Right,
he's
but-
using like a hammer, basically, right? It's as if
Well,
he's using a hammer.
Yeah, but if you just got to pick, you'd be like, I use a nuke, right? Like there has to be a.
but I don't know what the limitation would be, right?
I assume the assumption here is that he's at least the way it sounds, because you're using your magic to do a physical thing. So it sounds to me like you're like actually hitting them with a sword normally, just with sorcery. I would think.
But what he's
because I don't
actually
know.
doing, according to the magic narrative, right, is he's crushing her bones, right? He's trying
Right.
to.
What I'm saying is mechanically, it makes it sound like you're using a tool. So if he's not using a tool, I would think he'd have to be using his strength, basically, right? Because he's doing something with sorcery instead of doing it with his body. Right?
I probably need to amend the rules here, but I think the thing that makes the most sense here is that he's doing destroy the sorcerer's fire. Yeah,
yeah.
Right.
I mean,
that's the only
seems
thing.
a
That's
little
the
more
direct
like it.
damage thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you should be able to do that
die
with
of
physical.
fate that you're gonna get a 6 with this time.
So I don't know what how that matters then, because again, as we did it, it was like perception.
Yeah, but also, isn't the ob work different? How does the ob work with destroy the sorcerer's fire?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what it is. This is going to determine the if it's incidental, mark, or superb. That's what it matters.
Right.
Okay, so it's mark. So it's
Okay.
as if it's
Equal to power,
equal to power, which is his perception, which is
Right.
8.
which is 8.
Uh huh.
So he does 8 plus
So he does
what 11
8 plus
So 19
Yeah.
or something.
I think the odd would actually be two more. If he had been doing Destroy with Sorcerer's Fire instead.
Oh, that's what I was wondering. I don't know how it
Yep,
changed.
yep. So instead it's 7 above.
Plus
Okay.
the one ob that I added.
I
think you
already added
included
that in.
that,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's 8
Um,
plus 7, so 15.
So he does. Yeah. He then Mortal Wound. He
Yeah.
heals.
So she'd have to
Right.
spend a point not to die.
So I don't know. What do we think happens instead? Does Achia?
I would say she's like knocked unconscious and like seriously injured, but
So
just
this is the
not
issue,
even
right?
doing
She
anything.
goes
she has
full
to-
martyr, sacrifices herself, and then instantly saves.
That's what I was going to say. That is a possibility.
Because really,
right?
deep down, she's still
No.
Well, so here's the thing:
I wish we did that.
we're conjuring a miracle with our prayer. Maybe she could shift the miracle to like keeping herself alive, like protecting.
She wouldn't do that.
us.
No. So this is the way that the persona option is worded is
Yeah.
you have to shift the danger away from your imminent
Right.
death into other danger, right?
Right.
So I would be fine with her spending a persona to sacrifice herself and get the thing off. That makes sense too. But if she's getting out of it, she doesn't just go unconscious. It doesn't happen to her, and something else happens to her, which she has
okay.
to then roll against. That's the issue, right?
I feel
I mean,
like
you know what
she
my
would
vote
need
is.
to fight another day. Like I feel like knowing Alfons and Dellon, she wouldn't be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna die, because it's like we just like, oh, let's just live to fight another day, I guess, because like we're not even all together at this point.
Yeah, but how does she do that? Like she has to choose between.
You have to have a way to not die, right?
Yeah, exactly. She can spend a persona to take the mortal wound and eventually recover.
Honestly, that's better because we're in the circle of insta
Well,
healing.
okay,
anyway.
when you say
So,
mortal wound, that means like that mean you die, or it's just a serious
basically, she would.
It's a
die.
mortal wound. She would
Right.
die unless she spends the. So there's usually 2 ways to spend the persona, right? You if you get a mortal wound, you have to spend a persona no matter what to not die from that wound.
Yeah.
She would still have to recover from it, and it would take a whole big long process. She's probably out of the campaign the rest of the time, right? Unless
Or we would just heal her with the prayer.
Yeah.
Which
then,
we might not be able to because she's the one with the insane.
or
Well,
she spends a persona
faith is
to redirect the narrative away from her being crushed to death right now into something else that she then has to roll against to get out of.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'll say the first.
I don't know what that would be. You're
as long
thinking
as she
maybe
doesn't die, man.
I'm a fan of the first one because as long as we get out of this, we can just minor miracle her, and then she can minor miracle or a major miracle.
I don't think a minor miracle is going to be enough.
I meant to say major.
Yeah, to heal her from a mortal wound. But yeah,
No. But yeah, basically what I mean is we've already got everyone we need to heal her here.
This could be the like turning moment for Theo, because he could he could essentially believe in God. Like if there's a God,
Yeah.
Okay, I like this. I think she should be like seriously injured.
yeah. Oh yeah, right. Then you can come over. Oh, I love it.
There
Okay,
could be
so yes,
this
is what you see, Alfons. You tried, right? You didn't realize how powerful Constantino was, right? We see you tried to leech off some of his life force, but like he just smiles at you and he's like, "I got life force to spare, buddy." And then he just turns to Achia, and Alfons, you see her pop, like she just like bones crush inward. She just falls into a heap of broken bones and like blood and gore. It is horrific to watch. And the spell, like the faith ends, right? Everyone stops praying. Everyone's just like, holy crap. And like, they just like start running in panic or steal, if they fail their steal tests and do all sorts of different things as they either run or like swoon or stand and drool. Chaos erupts around you. You're not going to get this orb thing taken care of immediately. But I think let's cut back over to Cantarius and Theo. As we just see Achia pop.
So she's like,
she spent her persona point to survive from the mortal wound, but like I think either way, healing magic of some sort will be used to help her recover, right?
Okay.
But like in the moment, she's dead, right? Like until someone can come over and try to heal her with stuff.
Okay.
Just for narrative purposes, like we know you guys have magic that can heal wounds like this, or faith, or whatever. And so, even if you, no matter what, she has to be treated. That's actually a thing that needs to happen in the rules for her to live. But it just has to be done with magic at this point.
Okay,
is the idea. Okay, so Cantarius.
Can you guys hear me okay now?
What do we? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What did we end with? Theo and
I stabbed him.
Yeah, it stabbed me through the chest. All right, so here's my thought. I have
Oh, yeah.
16 failed dice that I could just spend a deeds point for and re-roll.
So as a note, you can't. The dice don't, when they explode or when they're re-rolled, they don't like become new dice. You're rolling the same dice over and over again. So it's really only the beginning dice you started with that are still failures, right? So for
You
intellect,
only roll the failed dice then, right?
It only specifies, so that's not for saving grace. For the like spending a deeds point, I forget what it's called. Spending a deeds point before rolling, it specifies your exponent, and it says
no, I know. So what I'm saying is I'm trying to find the roll here. That you, oh yeah, it was brawling. Oh, here it is. So you got six successes, and the dice you started with was 11.
So you can add 5, basically.
You can do 5 by spending a deeds.
Really.
Yeah, well, because again, like you're not making new dice when you re-roll them with fates. It's just re-rolling the same dice and seeing if they come up as 6s or whatever, right?
Oh, I
I
see.
feel like that's not worth
Right,
it.
like the pool isn't actually expanding. You're just you're just keeping rolling the same dice over and over again.
Can't
to see if they
you
become
make
successes.
all of the dice success though automatically?
Oh yeah, no, sorry, that's what it does. It makes all the dice that you have remaining successes automatically.
No,
It might not be. No, it does. It says it does. We already did this,
Right.
but
Yeah,
it might not
'cause-
matter because Theo got such high of a roll, so he got
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
15. He got 15 successes. You just didn't have enough dice to start off with.
But I mean, if he makes them all successes and then rolled to get fate on 6s.
He's already spent fate on this.
Oh,
We're
right.
just-
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see
My
what you're
point
saying.
is, if he got any successes on 6s from re-rolling, that would add to his base because he
Yes.
could still do that.
That's why this is so.
Yeah,
So-
that's why this doesn't make
so
sense because
basically, he gets. Where's his roll? Sorry, I can't find.
it's the brawling one, the 3 versus 8. above.
The brawl. I see lots of red. I don't see brawl.
It should be brawling, luck.
Oh, look for the red. That'll be me.
Yeah, well, I found the red and I didn't. Whatever. Anyways, he would get.
Right after
Oh,
this,
no,
we
I
just-
found it. All right. So he would get.
Oh, sorry,
8
you have
success-
12. You have 12 dice because we did add an extra die for winter.
All right, so he would get.
So he has 6 successes out of 12 dice.
I do want to succeed on this roll. I mean, you're not going to die, I don't think.
So yeah, he had 11 dice.
No, I
right?
have died.
He has 12 dice total because we forgot to add 1 for winter.
Okay, so he'd get 12 successes. Then he had 2 6s, and I assume he wouldn't get to re-roll of traitor, so it would just be the 2 6s.
No, he doesn't. He's already spent the fate on those 2 6s. It's
and he
just
didn't get anything from them.
No.
Okay, so then yeah, it would just be the 12. So yeah, it wouldn't be worth it. Okay,
Well,
just
I wouldn't
checking.
die by spending this.
No, I
Uh,
mean,
Right. Whereas right now I've gone.
Oh, that's true. No, that's true. It
I'm
would
dead unless I spend a
reduce-
persona point to not die.
Yeah, that's true.
Which obviously I can do that.
Yeah, so if you did
Um,
spend it, he'd have what, 3 over you, which means he gets.
He just gets the 1 add,
A
which
mark.
means it's a mark, which means it's just
Strike
exactly
plus
the power.
weapon. Yeah.
Yes, so it's 1 plus his power. So what is it? 6? No. What was it, Theo?
What's your power add?
What's your power?
4.
Okay, so it'd be a 5, and then
It'd be a 5. What's a 5 wound for you, Connor?
I don't know.
Go to the PTGS and gear on your character sheet, and then find B5 and what does it say above it?
it's a light wound. Yeah,
So you'd get a -1
much
instead
better-
of dying.
that's two down from where you are.
So yeah. So here's my thought though. So I've got some thoughts.
Yep.
I can spend a deeds point here.
Yep.
And just live with 1 wound dice for the rest of the campaign. Possibly the rest of the.
The light wounds are very easy to heal.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And they don't take time to heal.
They do just not a lot.
Like light wounds, if you fail the treatment, they last for 24 hours. That's all that happens.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's much better than I was
It's
expecting.
midi or
So-
above. That's terrible.
So yeah, I should probably do that. The other thought I was thinking is I could die. and spend a persona point for the fire
Redirect the narrative.
out of the fire into the pan, or out of
Yep,
the pan
yep.
into the fire, whichever one.
Out of the frying pan into the fire.
What does that do?
Summons all the demons.
So that would be
wow.
Cantarius does not get stabbed, and instead something else bad happens to him that he then has to roll to get out of.
So no, I was gonna say I get stabbed, and I technically speaking die, but I leave my body and bind my intellectual spirit,
Like astral
bind
form, yeah.
myself intellectually to hell forever.
What if he binds himself to me?
What do you mean by
Like,
that,
it's
Connor?
something like that.
So like you always have an astral body floating around in the smoke world.
Connor becomes
yeah.
Satan. Is what I'm getting at.
A Thetan, you say?
Satan, I think you
Satan.
said.
No, he said you said Thetan, right? From Scientology, right?
Oh, that would be funny if I said that.
So
I think you just said
explain
Satan
this to me,
instead of-
Connor. What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm not sure what would be more interesting because there's more of a fight to be done here. So Cantarius could just shrug this wound off and probably win in one more roll.
I think so. Yeah.
Because
all you need to do is do your intellectual thing to like cut him off from the.
his will isn't strong enough.
No.
So that's probably what I should do. I just thought it'd be really interesting to just bind myself to hell for the rest of Cantarius' life.
Yeah,
since he sucks at rolling
I
anyway.
feel like we may not be there yet, right? Like that might be the end of the campaign, but I don't know if we're quite there yet.
Would it be a positive or negative if he binded himself to me? Wouldn't that be crazy?
Maybe
Like he's
that.
like in like permanently like in he can like talk to me in my head and he's just like
Permanently inside of you.
It's
So he becomes a warlock to you as your warlock to him. The other guy.
I went uncheck.
he's like
Middleman
he's
warlock.
like the good angel and then
There's an
Kratos
X
is the
above it,
bad
Connor.
angel.
Yeah.
I see.
So you can do that. You can spend your deeds and.
Yeah, I think it's time.
So is this just Cantarius just gets stabbed in the torso, but just shrugs it off because he's that much
Or
of
he
a
can,
boss?
like he like shoves it or something.
Yeah.
Kind
I
of-
assume it
Just
It
from
being-
pure motivation.
No, because what's actually happening here is he spent a deeds point to do this, right? It's his
Yeah.
pure grit and like inspiration that's like making this happen.
Yeah. Well, but he's also making the wound lighter. Like
Yes, maybe it's like he slaps the
decreasing
skewer
the-
just enough that like it doesn't hit a vital organ, and instead just like like into his torso or whatever, but like not
Right.
into any vital organ somehow.
Yeah,
very
I'm
cool.
cool.
Yeah, so then Theo like yanks it out, and Cantarius starts bleeding, but you're just like,
No. I spent the deeds point. I want to make it so that
yeah,
he
no, do
tries
whatever
pulling
you
it
want.
out. Wait, what?
Just go ahead.
He tries pulling it out, and Cantarius grabs it, puts it in, and then grabs his head and does an intellectual.
Nice.
cool.
Like, you're right where I wanted you, buddy.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Go ahead and make that roll. So your idea here is to cut his connection to corruption.
Yeah.
So I'll give you two options here. There are two different threads he has going on here. You can cut one or both. He has faith in dead gods and he has corruption. Would you like to attempt to cut him off from both?
Um,
I'm assuming you're okay with this, Adam.
Does that mean it goes back to faith or?
It will. You'll go to lost faith for a little while, and you can. So it's locked, but then you could get faith back, and it will remain at your score.
which I'm assuming you'll gonna get faith back by
If you go to Atia, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep,
Achia's gonna live or
it's gonna
die.
be great. That's when you're gonna find the real god, right? It's gonna be awesome.
Okay, sure.
As long as Cantarius doesn't fail his rolls, which
Probably going
Let
to.
me give him some dice.
you got one deeds point, right? Still left.
I do have one deed point left,
Nice.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Wait, so if you spend a deed point like you just did, do you spend it on something or no?
Yeah. So he
Mhm.
spent that on brawling just now. Oh, does that do anything, Cantarius? Did you get an epiphany or something?
I
Is it
don't
the
know.
first deeds you've spent? Yeah, it's the first deeds you spent in brawling. Oh, I don't think you have quite enough persona in it though, which is fine. You can. That means the next time you spend persona, I think it goes up. I think it's 5, 3, and 1. Yep. Mm-hmm. Perfect. That's actually a good place for you to be, Cantarius. The next time you want to when you want to get gratiated brawling for a scene, just spend one persona, and there you go.
Oh, that was a difficult roll too. So I just upgraded my.
Nice.
Very cool.
You
You got
upgraded
8.
what?
That's awesome, dude. The
upgraded my
next. Oh, we're ready for Faustus now, right? Like,
Uh,
okay, yeah. So, intellectual discipline. I assume you want to try to cut him off from both. If you only cut off one, then he'll still have like demon stuff, demon influence on him.
Well,
Yeah,
if
but
we
what's
put
the
the
odds
corruption,
there?
then I'll still like,
Corruption would be better. Like if you got rid of only one, corruption is the better one. But
Give me the
if you got,
optimal, you said.
yeah, I can give you options. Okay, so you're trying to do intellectual.
does the level
think
that
what
the
you're-
corruption is at make it easier?
So I think what he's trying to do is give you like some traits, right? You're trying to give him a trait that basically negates this stuff. So I think you're trying to give him 2 different traits. You're trying to give him lost faith, right? Which makes his faith go away. And you're trying to give him quiescent, which is a trait that allows you to just get rid of any trait. And you're trying to get rid of corrupted with that, right? So that's 2 different roles. We could add them together maybe if it makes sense. It's probably better for you if you do two different roles, right? Because then you can add dice for both, right? Instead of
Well,
doing
but
one
then
giant
I also
ob.
give Theo the opportunity to act in between those roles.
That is true. Up to you. Those are your options. I think you will.
Well, what's the odd?
Yeah.
So are we
Um,
in the ethereal realm, in the
Yes.
demon realm, in
Yes.
the room? We're now like
Yes, all at once. Yeah.
the conception.
Okay, so you're trying to give him lost faith, which I think, because all that matters is just like the ob for. I think you will get a +1 ob to each of these because of being in the demon realm and having all the like your failed roll from earlier.
Yeah, I still need 2 deeds points in order to gray shade my will anyways, and so I suck at faith anyways. So it's
Mhm.
okay if you remove that for a while until I get my will to the point where
Yeah.
I do want to gray shade it.
Okay, so it's just a life
you're-
path trait, which means the base ob for that is 4. So it would be a 5 to get rid of faith.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
So ob 5 for lost faith, and then for quiescent. That is that's only ob 3 with the increased.
Can he use determination for if he fails?
He
No.
has already spent his call on for that, unfortunately.
So here's the thing, though. Intellectual discipline. I have corruption in the bag. Here's my question. If I get rid of corruption, can I force him to make a steal roll?
With what
Just-
purpose in mind?
What's
Just so you can have him hesitate.
yeah, so it's that I can just do both in one go because I think it makes more sense.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
If I get rid of
Yeah,
corruption, I don't really see
You're
him
hoping that I fail so that you can get
Theo
both.
attacking me further.
Exactly.
If I get rid of corruption.
that seems like a good order of operations,
Oh,
right?
so
You
you're
try
saying-
to get rid of
you're-
corruption. Theo
Yeah.
has to make a steal task because the power's gone out of him and he's suddenly himself again and he's like, what's happening? If he
Yeah.
fails that steal roll, then you can do the other one. That makes
Keep in
total sense.
mind
to
that
me.
Steel
So,
is like
so if I
Theo's
fail, he
best.
can use dice.
That's true. Actually,
and
Theo is
use a
really
fail.
good at steal, though.
I know.
Keep
That's
that in
like
mind. That's his like thing.
Can I just intentionally not fork anything? I'm like, I'm just gonna.
You could.
To be
Into
fair,
it.
most of your cool tricks are about steal from pain. So you still
That's
have good steal, and a couple I think your tricks might count, but some of them won't.
I mean, I could just roll a steal test and then not fork anything in.
Not to forget, not use your call ends. That's true. Yep.
That's true.
Well,
yeah, I guess
not
you
only
just
that,
decide not
but
to.
you can also just decide that Theo would just stand there and let me do it. let me try and do the other thing.
I'm sure he would want to.
No,
do
this would be the issue, right? If Theo succeeded, then I would have Kraos show up because he still has faith, right? And Kraos would try to influence him to like resist whatever is going to happen next. Like there would still be a chance that Theo would like try to. So yeah,
And you won't let me put both rolls into
It's
one.
more like
you can. It will be ob 8, but yeah. And we'll
yeah,
just
I
combine
probably
them.
wouldn't do that.
I would not do that. Like I know there's more like points of failure, but still,
I'm still not convinced he'll hit the first.
right? Exactly.
No, I for sure have the first one in the bag.
Well,
I've said this before.
I don't think that roll counts because we haven't, but we now know Theo's possible success. We haven't gotten there yet, Theo.
Okay, so would it be a technically a 5. Oh man, I had a lot of 6s there. There's 4 6s.
Oh, I'm like all the way. But sorry.
Yeah, Adam jumped the gun there, but we can say that roll doesn't count because.
Oh, okay. I was
It's not time
just
for it.
rolling it in case we did or something.
That's
But
an incredible roll.
I know.
But I think
Everyone has
for
rolled
Connor,
amazingly.
I was gonna say for Connor's sake, because that will discourage him greatly from even attempting this. Well, that's not the real roll. You have to roll again.
Well,
Yeah,
it's fine. I mean, so here's the thing. I for sure get rid of corruption.
Yeah.
Because I'm forking in 4 dice
Lots of
for winter.
How many dice will you have on that then?
10. That's without any
Connor,
force.
stop saying for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say 10 against Ob 3 is 96% chance. So
Yeah.
Okay.
open-ended, yes.
But I can also I also get a +1 for affinity for demons.
Yes, true.
Um,
So it's 11 dice, right?
that's 11 dice.
Now a 98% chance. And that's
can I get
without
a-
spending 1 fate to
I-
reroll a traitor.
Can I fork in anatomy, or like can I know the like pressure point into like I could grab his temples, and that like
I don't
helps
think
me
so.
get
I don't think it
into-
matters. Yeah.
Can you move it around? And then
Yeah, and then it
You relax him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't think it matters.
He's focusing on the hippocampus.
I don't think it
Yeah.
matters.
Can I fork an intimidation from the fact that I just took a stab to the gut and I'm okay?
Maybe it intimidates the demon possessed version of me. The
I don't. Unfortunately,
Not
I
sure
just don't
him
think
being
it
intimidated
matters.
makes a
Yeah,
difference.
it doesn't
like,
make.
Isn't Kraus like really like doesn't like
It doesn't make this easier. It may give an additional ob to Theo's steel test though. Right, you being
makes sense.
intimidating. And
Okay,
doing
so in
what
which
you did.
case, currently I have 11 dice
98% chance of success, and that's
for
before.
op 3.
And that's before spending 1 fate to reroll 1 traitor, which you can still do after that. So even if you only get like 2 successes, it's still.
Well, but so okay, yeah. There's no I shouldn't try for together. I'll for sure lose. There's no way.
Oh yeah, I mean ob 8 against this right now is 33% chance.
Yeah. And of course, I wouldn't have succeeded. This
Yeah.
game hates me. Look at that
Alright.
roll.
Yeah, that's a great roll.
3, 4 6s.
Okay, so
4
Cantarius,
5s.
you do that. You grab his face,
Oh, man.
and then Theo, we see this like black tendril snap, right? That's like been connecting you to some invisible tether in the sky.
And Winter is putting his power behind me as well,
Nice,
kind of like
yeah.
in a land.
Yep. And then Theo, were you
Why was it
counting
only an ob 3?
his dice?
Just getting rid of the one.
Were you counting his dice,
So
Cantarius?
to give you quiescent, which is taking away a trait, that's the ob for an intellectual discipline roll.
Yeah, it's
like
only
going
3
through
to
an
give
audit
you
system.
to take it away.
That's pretty OP. When the demon comes,
Yeah.
you just roll to take away his
Yeah,
demon. trait.
roll it on him.
Take away possessed. Yeah.
So I can double down. You can just take it off, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think there would have to be there might have to be steps involved for something of that caliber, but I think corruption hasn't been on there that long for Theo, so
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
that's why I asked if it was like.
I can always increase the ob if it's more difficult. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so I mean, even if I made the ob 9, I still he still would have succeeded. So
Yeah, that was a good roll.
That was with my wound die too, so I was only rolling 10 technically, and I still get him.
mhm.
This game it eats me so bad. I
So
don't
If you
Theo-
have really small rolls, you do really well.
It's beautiful.
Theo, what do we see from you as you're like reeling and you have to make your steel test now, right? To like resist. The corruption is suddenly away from you, right? Like you're the blinders on your eyes are lifted, and you realize with horror what you're doing.
I think, like, what do I say?
Like, I guess make the steel test, and then we can describe what you're doing. I suppose.
You can keep the steel test. I don't care.
Do you want to keep the steel
If
test?
you want
Yeah.
to reroll, I don't care.
Up to you. You can do either one.
I'll just keep what I had. Since I did roll it, I was just rolling it.
And then, what was it? Oh, yeah, and then you can roll for lost faith, or sorry, you're gonna keep it. Sorry, I'm confused now. You're keeping it, Theo. Is that what you said?
Yeah, keeping the steel. Yeah.
So you well, I guess you describe what you do then, right? Like when you are able to resist it.
I'm able to resist what he just did, or just able to resist.
No, you're resisting that. You would have had to hesitate there somehow.
Really?
For what he did to you. Like your blinders are taken off. You know what you're doing with horror now. You realize what you've been doing and what it became of you. What do you do? And you have a chance to act. What would you do? I think Kraos will like appear to you and here like.
I think he steps back. I think he's just kind of like
you let go of the poker that I have in my
yeah. I let go and I step back. I wouldn't.
Real quick, David, you can take off if you need to. If you would want us to leave the camera up and as we just wrap up this,
I can leave it
this scene. Perfect.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Good luck.
Bye.
And then so what do you say, Theo?
I think he like backs up and he's just like, Cantarius? That's all I say. He just says his name in like a confused.
So you hesitate. You're like, so Cantarius could try the other thing if you wanted to.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
I think he's just not necessarily that he's like scared. He's just kind of like, I'm stopping. Like what am I doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you could step forward, Cantarius, and still do it if you wanted to.
I don't think he would do anything to Cantarius, so I would think Cantarius could do something. But if like something were to happen, he would react to it. He would, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
choosing to pause.
I was going to say that I did this as I was grabbing his head, but I think it probably makes more sense if he says it now. Cantarius says, I don't know the answer. I don't know the answer to who we should be serving. I don't know the answers to why what is right, and why what is wrong is wrong. But I know that this isn't what you believe to be right, Theo. So I'm going to free you. And then he rolls up his sleeve again to like go and grab his head again. And I'm assuming the demon is going to come and try and intervene.
Yeah, and that's probably what's going to happen, right? Because you succeeded the steel test, Theo has enough awareness to try, like this guy's going to try to influence you, right? So, Theo, you see Kraos next to you, right? And
I see Kraos?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was whatever his name is. Yeah.
It's Christopher Lee, yeah, the demon,
Lee.
the guy you have faith in dead gods with. Oh, sorry, what did you say, Cantarius? My child ran in. Just so I know how he would respond to you.
He said he doesn't know, but this is it. But this isn't it. He doesn't know what good is. This isn't it.
Yeah, like I don't know why what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, but I know Theo doesn't believe this to be right, so I'm going to free you.
Sure. Kraos says, desperately, Theo, Achia is dead, but I can save her. If you let him take me away from you, she will be gone forever. Can he roll to convince you?
I can't hear this.
No.
Should I roll a sensory to see if?
Yeah, you can roll a sensory to hear it. Good. Let's do that first.
Hit him right in the Achilles.
Yep.
With that one. Whew. I'm shaking.
Okay,
it's really the only leverage he has over him at this point, right?
Am I allowed to fork in intellectual for this one since we're literally in the demon plane?
Yes. Yep.
So
you're just trying to listen in on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and my intellectual is at a 6. Is that 2 for forking or 1 still? Is it?
It is 7 that gives you 2.
What's the ob?
I am taking a look. It's probably a roll on his part, but I'm trying to figure out what that would be. I didn't give him any. No, I don't know what his stats are at all.
Like stealth or inconspicuous?
Yeah, it would be something like that, right? What do you have dice-wise?
Yeah,
I just want to gauge, because I think I know how difficult it would be for you, but I don't know what that is for you.
I have 6 in sensory.
6, and you're adding how many dice?
As of right now, I'm adding 0 dice. I'm just gonna wait to see.
I think ob 6 makes sense. Right? Like it's on the edge of your natural ability to do this.
Okay. Yeah, I only have 2 helping dice. Is Winter helping me with this since he's like hit me? Can you help me with the 4 in demonology still? You said the scene.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's kind of what you're doing. You're trying to see him.
That is a 12. And you said that ob is 6.
Ob 6, yeah.
I fully expected to fail. I fully expected to fail on a 12 or 11 dice to 6 obstacle. And I mean,
it's not actually that easy to make.
Expect to succeed.
Yeah, I haven't made 6.
Do you want to spend 1 fate? See if you get lucky.
Connor, I rolled 3 6s with 1 fate.
It's true.
Yeah, you know what?
You just have to believe.
Like
You just have to
4
believe.
failures with like.
Can I roll it for him, Caleb?
No.
To trick the system.
Yeah, it would truly.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Jared. If you go to Cantarius' sheet and roll it from Cantarius' sheet, then yes.
It's a good thing his sheet is the only one other than mine I have access to.
Nice.
Hey Connor, do you give me permission to
2
roll?
remaining ob,
Yeah,
1.
go ahead.
1.
It's not gonna work. It's the sheet. It's the
2
sheet.
ob, and then what?
2 remaining ob and 1 die.
Oh,
Yep.
You even got another 6.
I was close.
But it was still it was so close.
That would have been perfect.
That would have been amazing. It would have been so great. Yeah, so close but no cigar. And it's like Cantarius is like you can see him, but too late, right? For Theo is going to make up his mind one way or the other before you're able to like interrupt. So Theo, can he make?
I kind of like this.
Yeah. Theo, what would be the role here, right? Is this like Theo making a will test? Is this Kraos trying to convince you? Are you just convinced already?
I'm not convinced, honestly, because it's like,
okay,
I don't think he believes it. Shoot, I don't know, because he would do anything if he could just like give up his life. Could I convince him to do that? Like, I don't know. I think I'm starting to pick up that he's possessed me, and so I'm like, I don't really know.
Should you make a will roll to know whether or not? Because she's not actually dead. This is a lie.
Well, she is dead currently. It's just that, like, according to the rules of Burning Wheel, she can be brought back, is the idea.
Oh.
I think I just wait. I don't even have corruption now, so.
Yeah, you don't have corruption anymore.
Just for so everything's out in the.
I'm gonna make a will test.
Would Theo know that it would be hypothetically possible to put her back together, Connor and I? Like with a combination of physical and essential.
So. Yeah, but like Theo doesn't know what happened to her, right? He can't see, right? Well, so he doesn't know what dead. Exactly. Yeah, if all he knows is he's dead or she's dead, then I don't think Cantarius and Alfons normally can do that.
I think with a combination of the intellectual,
no, if she's actually dead,
and essential.
No, if she's actually dead, then the best you can do is a zombie, as we've discovered from previous.
Wait, what?
If she's actually dead, the only thing that can save her is faith. That is line in the sand. That's how the magic works.
Okay.
She's not actually dead. She only got a mortal wound that she can recover from, but she does still need treatment. But again, he's lying to her in this moment, saying she's dead. I can save her.
I don't think Okay. Here's why I'm going to say no, and I don't know if I have to roll a will test for this because I think that.
You know what? Real quick, before we go any farther, I think I'm going to scratch the fact that HES spent a persona point. I think she's just dead, which makes it only faith that can bring her back. That's just way more interesting for the narrative. Right? Because then Theo has to be like, it's either the demon or maybe the great god who can bring her back, right?
But that would be such a hard faith roll. I guess we could do one of those things where we like all pray.
Exactly. They're all there, dude. They're all there ready for you.
Okay. But I want to say this. I'm not going to believe him. Here's why. Because the last time he trusted in anybody other than like himself or his friends, like Cantarius, I was always trusting Cantarius, Narani like haunted him with his wife, and I think he's gonna say no. So he thinks he's gonna bring her back, but she's gonna be some ghost.
Exactly. It's just the exact same thing over again. Yep.
Yeah.
What do you actually say to like get that across to him?
I don't know. I think he just says, "Not this time."
Oh yeah. That's
and
awesome.
we're definitely going to be doing a trait vote after this, and we're going to vote off Faust because Theo has officially abandoned that. No more bargaining with higher powers for me. Thank you very much. I think we don't need to roll for that, right? Theo's made up his mind, and then Cantarius, you step forward,
but he just says it so defeated. He's just like, like he knows, like, I mean, he thinks she's dead. He believes him, and he's like, and he's just so like, it's pointless. Like, everything is pointless, and so he kind of like falls to his knees, and he's just like, not this time.
Perfect. And then Cantarius is what we're going to do. You're going to step forward, and you're going to do your intellectual discipline. If you fail, then Kraos is going to be able to do something bad to Theo, right?
And I think Cantarius realized, like, I think he like was too late to like try and intervene, but he like understands what was said. Is that okay? That I still like heard that conversation?
Yeah, that's fine. You didn't have enough opportunity to do anything about it.
Okay,
right?
yeah. Because I was like, I don't know, it'd be weird if
maybe you were trying to grasp onto the threads and it was like eluding you, right? Like, you're like, no, Theo, no, like, but you couldn't get a hold on anything.
Whatever he said, it's wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna roll the same thing.
Ob 5.
Here we go.
Come on. Oh wait, we need Jared. We need Jared to roll.
Yeah, for real.
It was at least better. Let's go.
You did it.
Yeah, there we
I
go.
got 3 6s and only 2 1s. The curse might be broken.
The power
Amazing.
of Satan allows you to succeed.
That's right.
So, Cantarius, what does it look like when you take away his faith?
The bond is cut. I mean, I sever the bond with the artifact. Okay, have we decided that the artifacts are entirely indestructible?
So this doesn't have anything to do with the artifact, the bond that he has here. Nothing about what you were doing had to do with the artifact. The only person who really has a bond to is you. So this is like the black tendrils that are reaching from the ether in this demon realm, right? Like,
Yeah, it goes off.
And you see the strongest of the tendrils wrapping around Theo, going straight to this Christopher Lee looking guy, right?
Yeah.
Does Cantarius just like rush up to the tendril and do something to it physically?
No,
or like is it just
he goes back up to Theo and he's like more careful this time.
I'm on the ground. I'm on my knees right now.
Right, yeah, he's more careful. Looking down at you, and he's just like probably looks back up at the demon, and then touches Theo's head and cuts the bonds, and then I guess he just stands there like Cantarius is like he feels sad that Theo's sad, and so it's just like it still feels like a loss. Everything that happened. He's probably just standing there.
What is happening? Rip headphones users. Not sure
sorry.
what that was.
Oh, sorry. Was that me?
I don't know. It was just very loud. Yeah. So I think you're fine. You're fine. It's just gone now. I think that maybe we just end our episode then, because I mean, it's noon. I would like. It would be nice to be able to get that like moment with Theo and H, but like the Alfons and Dellon still need to deal with Constantino and Furio. So it's probably next time.
We'll start with that. Yeah, we'll start with that.
Adam and Theo and Cantarius will rush into the room to help them, right? And then after that battle is finished, then we can get Theo with H's body. Like, no, cool. I like it.
I'd also like to say that like the scene we close on is Theo's on his knees and Cantarius just like goes and stands next to him. So they're the same way and puts a hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, quick question.
Yeah.
Can Dellon convince me to have faith?
Oh yeah, dude. That's what we can do. like a parallel of like Cantarius and Dellon's conversation where Cantarius is like, I'm going to hell, buddy. And
Because
like, no, you're not.
But I want to say, I want to say, like, what do you believe? Or like, like talk to Dellon.
That's great. No, that'll be a perfect way to do that. Unless Dellon dies, I suppose. But yeah, we'll get there when we get there.
Okay, sweet. All
right, cool. Let's do our thing. Get out of here. Cantarius, you did increase, or you at least worked on it, right? Intellectual discipline. Did you increase? You increased brawling. That's what it was.
Yeah, not intellectual.
Yeah, so you can take fate at least for that because you've rolled it a bunch of times. You've increased. You're working on increasing your skill in the intellectual discipline. You did free Theo from his demon bond, so take a persona there. You did call for aid, so persona. I like the way that worked out. I like that like your instinct would have been Gorath. Gorath wasn't available, and then we found this like other more interesting thing to do. I like that a lot. Let's see. I'll give you a fate point for always be on the lookout for the bonds that tie the demons to the physical world, right? Whole bunch of interesting stuff there this time. I'll give you a fate for always offer forgiveness for those who repent. Both your son and Theo, right, were redeemed today. Yep. And then let's see what else might have come up here. Feared.
I didn't make any intimidation rolls for once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that might be it then.
Intimidating? Is your guy intimidating?
Very intimidating, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's it for you, at least for bits. You might have gotten something extra, but all right, cool. Dellon, he got whoa. There you go. He did not get to do anything with his like other beliefs that were like beyond this. So, but he did get to. He's working on rooting out the corruption, so fate point, and he's trying to ensure that Alfons' healing is complete, so fate point. So 2 fate points there. I think that might be it for him too. Yeah, so just 2 fate. Man, unfortunately for Dellon, he is fresh out of persona. He has 1 left. He's barely holding on here with our.
I'm okay. Yeah. Oh, never mind. We'll get there.
And then Alfons. Let's take a
2 fate, I think, is all I got.
You're working on surviving whatever Sergio throws at you next, so fate, and then you're working on making sure the orb is removed, fate. Next time you might be able to work on Theo's thing, if you still want to keep that one, but we'll see. Let's see. I'll give you a fate. No, actually, you succeed on that. I think we're fine there.
Do I get a fate point for the big suck?
For humor.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't actually do it and say it in character necessarily.
No,
we don't always yell our character.
Your moves, yeah, your move names. I don't know if. I'll give you a fate point for confident. You had the fun moment where you're like, yeah, I just shrugged that off, no problem, no biggie, trying to convey my mind. But that should be
always
it.
Try to use magic. What's her face killed?
Did it?
I mean, I guess it didn't directly get her.
Yeah, I wasn't directly the reason.
It failed.
Yeah, but like,
I probably could have like tried talking to him to distract him, which would have been much more likely to work.
I don't think it would have worked, and I don't think you would have even been able to try it. So I don't know if fate works there. Theo,
I think I got
you followed
persona, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say you followed orders. Like Cantarius won, but you did it right. Like you stabbed him. You did the medallion. You did all the stuff. So you can take persona there. You used the power that was given to you, but you didn't defeat Cantarius. You can get a fate point for it, right?
Okay.
Or no, actually, no. Sorry, we worded it so that if you used it successfully. Oh, but you didn't have to roll.
Help defeat. To help.
I think we're just gonna do a fate though for that because okay. You didn't actually have to roll for corruption. Really, you just kind of like added it on for free.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I guess you spent a persona though. No, you know what? Take a persona to regain that. You spent something and you gained it back. Yeah. Okay. So then, you didn't work on convincing someone to stop you.
No. I did convince him, sort of. I mean, I
didn't roll or anything. Yeah.
Indirectly. Yeah, I didn't roll. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna give you a fate point for always trust my friends. Right? You chose Cantarius over Kraos in that moment. And that was fun to see.
Did I get a D point?
Oh yeah, we should talk about that. So the thing, I think you do get a deeds point because you have now you were the reason why the artifacts are now all viable, right? Like
I feel like
without
in
that,
all the things that I did, I got at least one. I mean,
yeah, exactly. No, you made it like the world is hanging by a thread now. If those artifacts are put together, it's all over. So, and Theo did that, and it wasn't for his benefit, and it changed the setting dramatically. So that's a deeds point, my friend.
Woohoo.
Congrats.
Thanks, Adam.
I'm gonna make it I'm gonna use all of my stuff on that fate. Ah, man, that. I'm gonna use all my persona.
Faith, yeah.
I'm gonna use all the. I'm gonna use all the will basically because that's what I was doing. So, but I'm gonna use the deed on will, and I'm gonna use persona on a faith roll once I get there.
Cool. And then let's take a look at. I'm gonna give you a fate point for Faust. You're probably gonna get rid of it after this arc anyway. And I think it was interesting to see that finally kind of come to a head. Like, what do you actually believe about this? You believe in pure and innocent things like love, but you've decided to not bargain with higher powers for it. So,
yeah.
Okay, cool. So, and then let's take a look at the extra stuff. Was there a moment for humor that like a character in character said something funny? Sorry, what were you going to say something, Connor?
But
no, I don't know. I don't.
It's pretty serious.
Yeah.
This is pretty. I was just going to say, Theo was
the layer of gods.
The force me to spend a deeds point. Is it worth it?
Layer of gods, yeah.
Slayer of giant layer of gods.
Oh yeah, that was funny. Okay, you can take a fate point for that. Right skill, right time. I'll give that to Cantarius. Right, like him having intellectual discipline is the only reason Theo's fine now. Let's see. What anyone else have like a right skill, right time moment?
Empathy. Not that it.
I do got to go real quick. So.
Yeah. We'll wrap this up in just like one more minute here. So yeah, Alfons, empathy is fine. That makes sense. Like you were able to act. That was fun. It was fun to see. I like that.
Is that a fate point?
It's a fate point. Yeah. The only other thing would be embodiment. I certainly think both Cantarius and Theo earned that today.
No,
at least one of us.
So we had to pick
both,
one.
Both for sure. No.
Okay.
It's not a pick one. It's just you both did it. A really good distinctive role playing. That was awesome role playing by both of you for sure. And then Mold Breaker, I think might come up here. Mold Breaker is for going beyond the bounds of the character and having your beliefs and instincts like conflict with each other. / traits. Was there any moment that stood out to anyone? I mean, maybe we just give Theo another one, right? Because that's what he was doing the whole session.
That's the tricky thing with those two. Like, you either award a deeds point to someone or you award them that little persona. You know what I mean? It's like, it's
oh, that's true. That's true.
Usually, same with me last time. I did something.
I think I'll give it to you, Theo.
Out of character, and I got both. It feels weird.
Theo, you can take another persona for that. I think that's fine. Cantarius, did you have any like beliefs and instincts that were conflicting with each other this time? Or were you pretty straightforward with it? I think you might have been.
I mean, not really. Like, my beliefs and instincts where they are now is kind of like this was the result of me being changed. Like, we hadn't gotten to see this quite, but like I would have acted very differently probably if this was last season, Cantarius.
Does Cantarius get a MVP? I feel like he was a pretty crucial element of success.
Yeah. So I think we're almost finished with the arc. I think this next session that we do where we finish the battle here, we'll finish an arc that will then give us like Mold Breaker and stuff.
Is awarded only at the end of.
All right.
Yeah, it's at the end of the arc. Yeah. So, and then we'll do a trait vote and stuff. But we still got one more session to finish that stuff up. I was very happy with the way this happened. This turned out though. We got one of those threads tied up really nicely. So I'm happy with that. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and head out here.
2020 moment.
Yeah.
I could have just like moved, and then they could have just restarted the prayer later.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I think it was more dramatic the way it all happened.
Yeah, and I'm way too tired for critical thinking.
Yeah, totally fine. All right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and head out here.
All right.
This has been Inquisitors. Yep. See you guys. Thanks for playing. Adios.